Bracket Challenge, presented by Bryant, Colorado and Xfinity.
Think you can pick the perfect bracket? Prove it. But don't wait. Entries close before tip-off on March 19th.
That's DenverSports.com/bracket.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. If joint pain is slowing you down, stop trying to push through it. The professionalism at RegenRx's Denver clinic is on another level. These guys actually build a real plan for you. I'm talking about Wharton's jelly for damaged joints, shockwave therapy to get the blood flow back going again. They map out exactly what you need. People always ask me, Phil, what should I expect at RegenRx? And I say simple, guys, clarity. We all deserve a bit of clarity in our life. They walk you through every step. They show you the options, and then they're even going to schedule you a 6-month booster to keep your results feeling elite. And that's why I send people to regenrx.co. So go check it out for yourself. And listen, the consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free. It's zero risk, guys. So if you're dealing with degenerative joints or long-term pain, RegenRx might be the answer for you. Go to regenrx.co, book that free consult, and see if the stem cell therapy is the right move for you. If joint pain is holding you back from work, from the gym, from your kids, don't wait any longer. It's about quality of life. Invest in your future self so you can stay explosive, stay active, and stay present for your family. Give them a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co, and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
We're hiring at Don's Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at donsgaragedoors.com.
Dynasties are rare. They take consistency, integrity, and a commitment that spans generations. Silterhar Motors has been Colorado's most trusted dealership for 66 years. That's not luck, that's a dynasty. Built on doing business the right way, treating customers like neighbors. While the madness unfolds on the court, Truck Month is happening. Get 0% financing for 72 months, 0 down, and you won't make a payment for 90 days on select F-150s. Plus, get up to $6,000 cash back on popular Ford Explorer and Broncos. See their full inventory at sthmotors.com. Silterhar Motors. Get everything you want out of a dealership.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Pepsi at King Soopers, 15051 East 104th Avenue in Commerce City, Tuesday, March 17th from 3 to 5 p.m. Stop by for your chance to win tickets to Tuesday night's Nuggets game and sample Gatorade's low sugar line. Don't miss it.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. For over a decade, Bluebird Windows and Doors has been servicing the Front Range with products built to withstand Colorado's unpredictable weather. Bluebird's Sunrise Collection windows are built to last a lifetime and are backed by strong warranties. Buy one window and get one 50% off through March 31st. And mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans. You'll save an additional 5%. Enjoy the outdoors through energy-efficient Bluebird windows. Visit gobluebirdco.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling.
Here on a Tuesday, March 17th, on a day that is no ordinary day in Broncos country. What up, Phil?
Woo! No ordinary day. That is right, Z. I mean, come on now. Beautiful outside, blue skies, green grass. The grass is starting to turn green because, because of, the snow coming in and helping that out. And then, of course, getting the news. The news of the day with the Denver Broncos and what's going on over there. We thought they were being quiet. They were shy. They didn't want to go for anybody. Instead, they were cooking up a master plan, right?
Honestly, I have to say this. There's been a lot of freaking out going on. A lot of people thinking that the Broncos just slept through their alarm and don't know what they're doing. And I express definitely some frustration that they did not address the running back room with a heavier hand. And I think there's criticism to be had there, and that could cost them again. And that's a different wing of this conversation. But in general, I mean, I was saying for a week, and I think we're on the same page with this, there's something else coming.
Oh, something else was cooking in the back.
They're not clearing cap space just to clear cap space. They're not restructuring Quinn Miners and
Ben Powers and Jonathan Cooper.
It's there is a corresponding move coming, and it was a biggie. How did you find out, and what was your initial reaction?
Man, honestly, Z, I was sitting there. I was feeding my daughter because that's my job in the morning, to feed my daughter. I cook her. So I act like I cook. I made her some toast with some butter on it. Then I end up making her some yogurt. So I have to make the yogurt my own self.
You make the yogurt as it you peel the top back?
No. So I have to. My wife's a little difficult. So I have to get the plain yogurt because it's better for the kids. So I get the plain yogurt, and I have to get some peanut butter, and then I have to get some honey. So I have to mix it together to make this tasty.
Dang.
Yeah, tasty yogurt. So I had to make it.
Okay.
So I had to make it to yogurt, get some bananas, and then I check my phone as I'm feeding my daughter. And I'm like, this can't be real. Somebody's pulling a fast one on us. And Mike Kliss, I saw it from Mike first. But
Okay.
you know what I did? I sent you something before that was from Mike Kliss. And it was about to tie it in, and
Yes.
it was wrong.
Yes.
So I
Phil
was like,
is notorious for, at this point, we just call it getting filled, where he just believes whatever he sees on the internet, sends it to the group, and it's like, hey, let's do a segment on this. David Njoku's in town. David Njoku's not in town. That's what's not happening.
So I had to make sure I wasn't getting got again.
Oh, my God.
And then when everybody started talking about it, I was like, wow, man.
Yeah.
Waddle to the Denver Broncos, major upgrade. That's the weapon that we've been looking for. Bo Nix has to be on 10 right now, saying, wow, I have more weapons to play with. This is my year, Z, and I'm excited for the Denver Broncos. What about you, man?
Man, so I just had a buddy send it to me, and like you, I'm like, okay, is this an actual verified account? Are these the actual call letters of this guy's handle? And once I realized it was happening, I was like, okay, our entire day just changed. And it was right as I was about to sit down and really start doing the rundown, which I was thankful for, because the amount of times that I've done a 4-hour show, formerly 3 hours, and then you get news an hour before and you rip the whole thing up. So I'm glad that didn't happen, but I was just thrilled. I'm like, this is going to make our day here. It's going to make our week. The Denver Broncos instantly get better. The moment that guy walks through the door. And I know, and we can talk about the package, and it didn't come cheap.
It was a steep one.
That is for sure. But you remove the mystery of a rookie player and go through the history of the 30th overall pick in the draft. And we'll do that later today and take a look at some of the names. A lot of them you're not going to recognize. They're absolute just nobodies. With all due respect, obviously playing at the highest level and being a first-round pick. But
damn, nobodies.
But, and that, honestly, and for where the Broncos are right now, and it's just so, almost serendipitous that we did the conversation yesterday. We literally had the conversation yesterday about what positional groups would the first-round pick be eligible to start out of the gate from.
You're right.
And we went through every group, and we came to the conclusion that ultimately there was two groups that had basically a grooved path potentially for a rookie to start, and one of them was wide receiver. One of the two, in addition to defensive tackle, it was wide receiver. And so if the Broncos were going to go and grab a wide receiver in the first round, and maybe they would have, and maybe the guy would have been a future Hall of Famer.
And maybe that was plan B for them.
Maybe
right?
so.
If they couldn't get it done with Waddle, or maybe it's plan C. Try to get something done with Waddle. Try to get something done with someone like A.J. Brown. If those fall through, then we'll pick up a guy in the draft and we'll move on from there. So, like, you always have to have more than one plan, right? That's just in life in general. You never know what's around the corner for you. So if you have a chance to prepare for a plan B to go with that plan A, you definitely do that.
Well, this signifies to me this was the Broncos' plan A. We had heard during the season Jalen Waddle's name associated with the Denver Broncos, and they weren't willing to give up what was necessary or what have you in the past, and they finally just said, screw it. We're adding this guy. We have a vision for what he is going to provide and do for this offense, which we'll talk here throughout the afternoon with. And look, I think the Broncos are now meeting the moment of where they're at organizationally, where they're at on the Bo Nix rookie contract timeline, where they're at from a roster standpoint, and you go and secure a sure thing and go all in a Super Bowl window. I respect it. I knew something like this was coming. I refuse to believe that the Broncos were just going to stand pat.
I mean, George is a smart guy.
Of course.
George is a smart guy that has been and dealt with trades for many years now, trading first-round draft picks, trading for a coach named Sean Payton. I mean, so, no, I didn't think that they were just going to go into the season with the same crew. You can't. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. Nothing ever stays the same. Now, that didn't mean I thought they were going to make a huge, big-time splash like they just got done doing. I wanted someone like A.J. Brown. We got Waddle, which is the exact same, maybe even better in certain situations.
Well, Waddle's younger and cheaper.
Yeah, younger, cheaper, and just a different type of player. And so you're getting that to pair with Cortland Sutton. You're getting that to pair with the receiving room that you have, a quarterback that's ascending and doing a good job every single year, and now you're adding another weapon to him. And then you're doing something for Davis Webb, who's now the new play caller. So this is going to be a fun year, exciting. There's a lot of pressure put on everybody now.
Totally.
On the team.
Pressure's earned.
On Davis Webb, on Sean Payton, on Mr. Bo Nix. But what do we always say? Pressure either is going to create that diamond or it's going to bust a pipe. And so now it's time to put up or shut up. You're all in. George did his job by getting this deal done with the trade. And what do you do about it now, Sean? What can you do about this, Bo Nix? They got to do something about it, and they got to get to a damn Super Bowl.
Well, this certainly, I think, it improves the odds in that department. The compensation, okay? So the Broncos are getting Waddle and Miami's fourth-round pick, okay? And this is important because the fourth-round pick that's coming from Denver back to Miami, all right? So they're swapping fourth-round picks, but the Dolphins' fourth-round pick is significantly better within that round, all right? It's the 111th pick compared to the 130th pick. So that's 19 slots difference. It might not sound like a lot right now, but when you're there in the middle of the fourth round, it will feel like a lot. Like if you moved 19 spots in the fourth round, that's a meaningful move within that round. That was akin to what they did for Troy Franklin. I think they moved up. I think it might have been 19 spots.
That was when Sean woke up and he was like, hey, I want Troy.
Yes.
At 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning, I want Troy. Let's move up and go and get him.
Yep. So you're getting the better of the two fourth-round picks, but you're swapping fourth-round picks. And then if you just take that aside, you gave up the 30th pick and the Denver Broncos' third-round pick, which happens to be the 94th pick in the draft. In terms of the compensation, what does your gut tell you about this transaction here?
You know what? See, I actually like it. For the Dolphins, they're blowing it all up. Ain't changed next. I will not be surprised if the running back over there in Miami is dealt as well, because they have to find a way to kind of stay afloat with the cap, because they have so much dead money sitting right there, and they're rebuilding. They're rebuilding, and they're going to go a different direction. For the Denver Broncos, you're all in. I was okay with giving up the first pick, 30th overall, because the 30th pick is just like a second-round draft pick. And if there's not a guy out there that you truly think can come and start right away, and we just went through that exercise yesterday, Z, there's not a lot of positions where you need a guy to come in and start right away, Why not deal that to someone like the Dolphins who are rebuilding and get back a bona fide starter at receiver, which the Denver Broncos have been looking around for some time during free agency of finding that perfect fit with Courtland Sutton. And so now you're bringing in a bona fide number one, and also Courtland Sutton being a bona fide number one to go with the young weapons around Bo Nix. I mean, this is what we've been asking for. More weapons, more explosiveness. And now Bo Nix has that. Now you have to go out there and do your part. So I love that the Denver Broncos are aggressive and they were willing to give up their first-round draft pick for a young Jalen Waddle. He is still young, 27 years old.
27 years old.
Come on now, Z. He's still in his prime, and he's ready to show the world that he still has it. I know he's had a couple down years, but that's not all on him.
Of course not.
And we're going to get into all that later on, but I love that George Payton decided to be more aggressive, Sean as well, and go out there and get a receiver that can pair with Courtland Sutton.
Yeah, if you take a step back and look at the quarterbacks that have attempted passes to Jalen Waddle while he's been in Miami, obviously the Tua situation deteriorated. When Tua was at his best, and he was a damn good quarterback when he was at his best, probably a top 10 quarterback, somewhere between 7 and 10 when Tua really had it going there. Jalen Waddle was an absolute psychopath. 1,000-yard guy right out of the gate, over 1,300 yards in his second year, over 1,000 yards again for a third straight year these last 2 years as Tua has deteriorated, and he's catching passes from Skylar Thompson and Teddy Bridgewater and Quinn Ewers.
Zach Wilson.
His numbers have gone down, but there is real optimism that Jalen Waddle in this situation, that's a pass-heavy situation, should produce. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be, over 1,300 yards like it was in 2022, but goodness gracious, it feels like 1,000 yards is the floor here. We'll talk about maybe some exact projections at the top of next hour. In the meantime, though, do the Broncos now have a top 5 1-2 punch at wide receiver? Also, who will be the most impacted by the addition of Jalen Waddle? We'll get to that next.
They were late to the party, but the Broncos finally made their first big move of the offseason, trading for Dolphins wide receiver Jalen Waddle. With a new star in the wide receiver room, does Bo Nix have the right weapons around him to make another Super Bowl run? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, gentlemen? Phillip Lindsay here, and you know what I'm getting ready to talk about. Yeah, you know it. Erectile dysfunction. And you might be squirming in your seat right now. Well, don't do that, because there's a lot of guys out there that are dealing with ED. And I'm here to tell you that ED is an intimacy destroyer. And research out there shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse, a man's partner can blame themselves when ED becomes the problem. And guys, nobody's significant other should be blaming themselves. This is all on you. And I'm here to tell you that my guys at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic are here to help you out, because their treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of these treatments that they have can have you last an hour or even more if you have that much stamina. All you have to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, and this will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the thing, gentlemen, if that test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations out there to serve you as well, so there are no excuses. Go get treated. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
I'm Rob Wilhite. For nearly half a century, my law firm has stood up for car accident victims right here in Colorado. Families, workers, neighbors, your community is our community. With over $1 billion won for our clients, our results speak for themselves. If you've been injured in a car accident, you deserve a team with experience, power, and a history of real wins. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit willhitewins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or willhitewins.com. The Wilhite Law Firm, Colorado's trusted injury law firm for almost 50 years.
You live in Colorado, you love those mountain views. Well, you want to maximize your window space, your glass space, and you could do that with custom windows at windownation.com. Windownation.com, they're there for you with over 1,500 styles and colors to choose from. And in March, the more you buy, the more you could save. Up to 50% off all window styles right now at windownation.com. You can go out there, get your windows done, and enjoy that beautiful Colorado scenery. It's windownation.com. Visit windownation.com for your free consultation today.
It's time to upgrade your arsenal with the Shields Field and Range Sale Event. Save on your favorite brands in ammo, firearms, optics, and more. You'll have to hurry, though. This sale only runs through March 22nd. Plus, with your Shields Visa, you'll earn an extra 10 points for every dollar spent on Vortex products at Shields, which means you'll earn even more My Rewards gift cards. Visit Shields or shields.com and save now through March 22nd.
When it's cold, the last thing you want is your home's heater to quit on you. At 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you warm and comfortable quickly. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com. Don't forget, we're
always on time or you don't pay it time. Always on time or you don't pay it time.
independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Not all college savings plans are created equal. College Invest is the only one that offers a 2026 Colorado tax deduction. Open one today and start saving for the future. collegeinvest.org.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Wednesday night on ESPN Denver 1600. CSU basketball faces St. Joseph starting at 8:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, as we continue to react to the news of the day, Jalen Waddle on his way to Denver, Colorado.
Mr. Waddle!
Man, oh man, oh man.
I wonder if he's on a private jet or if he's flying commercial.
That's a good question. What would your guess be?
I think...
I'd say commercial.
Yeah, I say it's commercial as well.
First class.
First class.
Right.
Definitely first class. Commercial. That's what the Dolphins did for me. All right, but what's funny is when I signed with the Houston Texans, they didn't have me fly first class commercial. They had me on the back of the plane. True. I was like,
really?
Damn, that's how you feel about me?
Well, you'd fit up in the compartment.
I might as well ride on the bottom of the plane with the luggage.
Oh my gosh. So Jalen Waddle on his way to Denver, the former Alabama pick. What I'm hoping and I'm thinking the Broncos need Jalen Waddle to be what Jerry Jeudy never was in Denver.
So your teammates going against teammates because if you know Jerry Jeudy, Alabama, Jalen Waddle, Alabama, both of them on the same team together. But you're right. You're right. Jalen Waddle needs to do things that Jerry Jeudy could not do, and that's be consistent. Catch the football, be explosive. All right, not just once or twice, but throughout the games, throughout a 17-game season, can you make some explosive plays? It's not going to be every game. I don't need that. He's going to be a great decoy at times, but we need to be able to feel Jalen Waddle's presence every single game.
I believe, by the way, not to take a shot, but just I believe Jerry Jeudy #1 drop rate again in the NFL this past year.
I'm not surprised. Especially after you went after Shedeur Sanders. Nobody goes after, Shedeur, do the Shedeur. You remember that, where Shedeur missed him on a pass this year.
Oh, that's
Jerry
right.
Jeudy sees the video camera.
That's right.
Sees the video camera, tells the guy pretty much, hey, come over here. I'm about to cuss my quarterback out, and cusses Shedeur Sanders out.
That's right.
Not a good dude, man, when you do that in front of everybody.
No. So Jalen Waddle on his way to Denver. We're going to unpack this thing throughout the afternoon. I asked the question heading into the previous break, do the Denver Broncos now have a top 5 1-2 punch at wide receiver with Jalen Waddle and Courtland Sutton? And so you think of like top 5 1-2 punches.
Yeah.
You start with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Hands down. T. Higgs, Jamar Chase. You know, you got the quarterback to go with them. They paid them a lot of money, the Bengals, that is, because they're elite receivers.
Yep. And then you go to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith.
So, see, this is where it gets interesting. I'm not going with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. Who I'm going with is CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens.
Oh, sure.
Because
that's a good one.
You know, they went to 1,000 yards. CeeDee is a dynamic, explosive receiver as well. George Pickens had over 1,000 yards last year.
He was way over 1,000.
Exactly. So you have those two coming back because the Dallas Cowboys franchise tag George Pickens. So, I'm going to go number 2, Dallas Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens.
Okay, I like that. Pickens was over 1,400 yards
My man
this
went
year.
Crazy, man.
Holy smokes. Okay, so Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith.
Man.
Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams.
No. Right after number 3, it goes Courtland Sutton and Jalen Waddle. And here's why. Yes, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, a potent combination. All right, dynamic. But you have Waddle, who has already went over 1,000 yards 3 times in his career. Courtland Sutton has done the exact same thing. Now, A.J. Brown, don't get me wrong, he goes over 1,000 yards almost every single year that the man's healthy. But you're talking about 2 guys, Courtland Sutton and Jalen Waddle, that have both 1,000-yard years combined, right? They have, I want to say, at least 6 or 5 to 6 1,000-yard years.
I think it's 6. I think it's 6 combined. 3 each.
All right, and so with that being said, and Jalen Waddle being younger, I'm going to have to go with the Broncos duo, Courtland Sutton and Jalen Waddle, because both bring something different to the table. Just like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. But if you look at A.J. Brown last year and Courtland Sutton, they're identical stats.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to have to give the benefit of the doubt to the Denver Broncos and Jalen Waddle, who we know when he's on and he's healthy and he has a quarterback, he's going well over 1,000 yards.
He's a problem, man. He is a problem.
I have him at number 3, Z.
You don't sound crazy to me. Regardless of where, would you have him at 3? Would you have him at 4? I don't think that you would have him in almost any scenario outside the top 5.
No, you can't. You can't. Not with the explosiveness that both these receivers, Courtland Sutton and Waddle, bring to the table with a young quarterback that's a franchise quarterback for the Denver Broncos. Like, you can't do that. This is going to be a fun year. And you know what, Z? It's not just about Waddle and it's not just about Court. Pat Bryant's another one. Evan Ingram, Troy Franklin, even Mr. Marvin Mims and what he brings dynamically to the table. And this is going to be a crazy year as long as Davis Webb puts everybody in the right situations and Sean lets Davis Webb do that.
Well, we'll see how that all unfolds with you have all these weapons and a first-time play caller in charge of it. I mean, the dynamic here is certainly unique. There's no doubt about that. But you look around, I mean, it's not see, this is what's crazy in that you add a bona fide star to the Broncos like Jalen Waddle, and it almost feels like everyone else moves down a peg to maybe their natural order of things of how it would be in a best case scenario on a Super Bowl roster. And I think of the year that Jamal Murray, really the 2 years that Jamal Murray was not around. And everyone was asked to just do a little bit more and be a little bit higher on the totem pole rather, in an unnatural way through a championship lens. And then Jamal comes back, and he's the number 2 to Jokic. And then now, okay, Aaron Gordon's your third option.
Yep.
Well, Aaron Gordon's a third option on a championship team, not a second option. Michael Porter Jr. was a fourth option on a championship team, not a third option. And in some ways, I think that adding Waddle to the mix, it's like, okay, we've debated what, for years, Cortland's status. Is he a true bona fide number 1, all this stuff. Well, now it's like, okay, now you can have an argument. Is Cortland Sutton the best number 2 in the NFL? Is he actually a 1 half the time? Is he just a 1B? Is it a 1A and 1B? Now is your third leading receiver, is that more natural as opposed to your second leading receiver, whether that be Troy Franklin or Pat Bryant? I just think it,
it restores order.
I like that. Restores order through a Super Bowl lens and what it should look like from a roster standpoint.
So ask me this, or let me ask you this. When Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders were together, was that a 1A, 1B, or were those 2 starters on the field at the same time? Of
course there are 2 starters.
I'm bona fide starters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's just a matter of, was it a 1 and a 2, or did you have 2 number 1s?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Okay.
With Demaryius and Emmanuel.
Yeah, I would say, no, DT, I believe, was the true number 1.
See, and I would give pushback to that. I think that both of them are number 1s. They just have 2 different ways of doing it.
Sure.
Which you need.
Well,
right?
they clearly did. I would say this. It's not that Emmanuel wasn't the leading receiver. Certain Sundays he was. It was probably, 1 out of every 3 Sundays he was the leading receiver. But where DT was prioritized in the progressions, more oftentimes than not, DT was the number 1 target. But yeah, this is the best representation of that dynamic since DT and Emmanuel.
And that's exactly what I'm getting at, Z, is this reminds me of Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas. Jalen Waddle and Cortland Sutton. Any given Sunday, one of them could be the number 1 target, right?
Yep.
Get 5 to 10 receptions, go for 100 yards, be explosive. And the last time we had a tandem like that, we went to a Super Bowl and we won it. So you're in better shape and have a better opportunity to get back to the Super Bowl if you're the Denver Broncos, because you have a 1A, 1A. That's how I look at it. You have 2 number 1s that are going to be on the field at the same time. It just depends on
who
you go with.
Sutton and Waddle are the same?
Oh, they're different players.
Totally.
Different players, but they're still number 1.
It's actually kind of, and it's not the same, obviously. These are human beings, so they're not going to match up. But the DT, from a profile standpoint, is a little bit more, from a body, I guess, standpoint, it's more Sutton.
Yeah.
And Emmanuel is smaller, shiftier.
Exactly, leaner.
DT could get the ball on a screen pass and take it to the house. That's not Sutton. That's actually more Waddle, despite the different profiles of their human bodies. But, this is fun. I mean, hey.
1A.
The fact, here's the point for me. Whether you think it's 1A, if I think it's 1A and 1B, if someone else thinks it's a 1 and a 2, it's the health of the conversation. The fact that it is a convo is my biggest takeaway, that this is the new renewed dynamic here in Denver. So, all right, if you want to react to any of these conversations, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. We're going to get back into the Jalen Waddle conversation in wholesale fashion at the top of the hour. But a brief pause, because the race to the finish line starts tonight for the Nuggets, and it'll be missing something once again this evening. We'll get to it next.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details. Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring a check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener. Like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV. But if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. What a deal. Your new morning groove. Iced coffee from McDonald's, any size for just $1 until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040. I want to tell you about one of the cases I'm most proud of. And it's not because the number is eye-popping, although it is. It's because the clients trusted us to get them justice, and we delivered for them. Our clients were a wonderful couple, weren't looking to get rich. In fact, they kept saying, Dan, we're not looking to set any records here. But they were seriously injured, and despite promising to take care of them, when it came time to do the right thing, the insurance companies played hardball. We set it for trial and wound up getting $8.5 million. Plus, my lovely wife, Kimberly, was able to get all of their medical bills wiped out, putting hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in the clients' pockets. We were proud to help because our clients were good-hearted people who deserved justice. We hope you never need us, but if you do, we are here to help at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
This segment on 104.3 The Fan, powered by Waterloo Turf Denver. Get your Saturdays back.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we'll get back to Broncos here in just about 13 minutes. And we'll break down the Jalen Waddle trade from every angle we can think of. And there's still plenty of meat left on that bone.
Kick that door down.
There's no doubt.
Kick
I mean,
down.
it's such a fun conversation, man.
And it just feels like the ceiling is the sky when it comes to the Denver Broncos offense. And just the capabilities and the ripple effect. We still didn't get into who would this impact the most, and we'll have that conversation here shortly. Expectations from a statistical standpoint. We'll have some of those really fun conversations, get you guys involved as well. Quick program note as we shift gears to the Nuggets. Joining us tomorrow afternoon at in the very first hour, Tracy McGrady, NBA legend, is going to be on the line with us, and we're going to have some fun Nuggets questions for old T-Mac. I was
Grew up watching him, man.
Oh, me too. Come on, man. Tracy McGrady was an absolute bucket.
The animal.
Like when you think of like professional scorer, that a phrase sometimes gets thrown around by basketball people. Like Tracy McGrady, like is at the top of that list. Just a professional, like walking bucket. And man, I'm really looking forward to that tomorrow. Okay, the race to the finish line starts tonight for the Denver Nuggets. It'll be missing something tonight, and it doesn't even feel like it's missing because for something to be missing, it's got to be around in the first place. No Joel Embiid tonight. Has not played in Denver since November 8th, 2019.
We're in 2026.
Isn't that nuts? It should be. I have the amount of days here. Pretty sure here. Hold on one second. It's been.
There has to be something else to this, Z.
2,321 days the last time that Joel Embiid played a game in Denver. Jokic hit the game winner the last time he was here. But this is, like, think about how long this is. The last time Joel Embiid played in Denver, Jokic hadn't won his first MVP yet. We didn't know what the phrase COVID meant. Bo Nix was a freshman at Auburn. Christian Brown was a freshman at Kansas. I mean, it's so long ago. That dynamic, it's going to remain the same. No Embiid tonight, no Maxey tonight. This should be with a professional approach, this should be an automatic win.
You would think. But you have to remember, right? You put the show on the other side. We were that team that everybody was like, it was going to be easy win against because the last time we played the Sixers, we were out all 5 of the starters. And yet we took
and Tim Hardaway.
We took the Sixers to overtime, beat them 125-124, and that was a major upset. We're like, oh my God, David Adelman and how great he was in that game of coaching, and he was able to get this crew together and win with guys like that because Embiid was playing, Maxey was playing, and we were able to get the upset. So we just have to make sure that we go in there with the professional approach and handle business like we know we can.
That is a elite reference point from you because that's the largest upset of the NBA season. 16.5-point underdog on the road and won outright. and then, if you want to put the shoe on the other foot here again, it was just Golden State at the end of February. No Steph Curry, no Jimmy Butler, no Porzingis, no Draymond Green, no problem. Golden State won going away when the Nuggets were not fully stocked, but had some dudes going. So, no, you're right. But at the same time, I'm expecting just like a sense of urgency from this basketball team for these last 14 games. I told you yesterday I think they're going to go 12-2 and really fly into the NBA playoffs with some real momentum. It starts tonight, Phil.
Man, you called your shot, and you've been on for the most part. You said 12-2 is going to have to start tonight, but it also starts with Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray had a horrible game against the Lakers. All right, got fouled out, didn't have double-digit points. That has to change, and it will. I think Jamal's going in there with the mentality of, I'm shooting the hell out this basketball at home. I'm going to be a lot more aggressive. Jokic is going to get him involved because we know that we're not winning anything if Jamal Murray and Jokic are not on point.
Nope.
And so it's going to start with Jamal. I would not be surprised if Jamal goes for 30 tonight. I'm going to have to call my shot. I feel like he's going to take this game personal. He has been lights out this year, averaging 25 points pretty much a night, right? Something is just different with Jamal being an all-star, and he knows that he has to have a better showing, and it will not be surprising if Jamal goes out there and puts the 76ers down to rest early.
Well, it was the worst game I've ever seen him play on Saturday night in Los Angeles, where not only did he go 1 for 14 from the field for 5 total points, 20 points below his average, but he was picked on defensively in a way that I'm not accustomed to seeing. And Los Angeles wore him out. So we'll see what the bounce back looks like tonight. It is a national TV game, 8 o'clock tip on NBC and Peacock. So this puppy is in living rooms coast to coast on network TV on NBC. Yeah, watching Jamal bounce back is a huge theme tonight. I was hoping and holding out hope that Payton Watson would be returning this evening. It sounds like a little bit later in the week. There's a game. There's a back-to-back. So they play in Memphis tomorrow night. So maybe it's that.
Yeah.
I would probably bet though we see them Friday evening, home against the Toronto Raptors. That would be my bet.
Well, I hope so. I hope we get Payton Watson back, because once he's back, that's it. That's the missing piece right there. We're gonna have the starting five. Payton Watson, where do you fit in? Are you a starting five? Are you coming off the bench at the beginning of this because of your hamstring? No matter the case or what's going to happen, we know we need Payton Watson. We need everybody to be ready to go and locked in. This stretch, Z, you said it earlier. You want 12-2. 12-2, ready for the playoffs, try to get that number 3 seed. That's the focus right now. Get that number 3 seed, be more comfortable going into the postseason, and start to build that chemistry back up with the starting five.
Also, lastly for me, in terms of top storylines, Christian Brown, I want to talk about him a little bit later. We dedicated a lot of time to him yesterday. But can Cam Johnson keep it up? It's the 3 best games in a row that he's played, like the best 3-game sequence. Yeah. I know he's had better games, scored 28 points earlier, but the 3-game sequence, it's the best that I've seen Cam Johnson so far in a Denver Nuggets uniform. Can you continue to parlay that down the backstretch of the season and into the postseason? All right, the Broncos, they pushed their chips in for a bona fide star on offense. What is the expectation for Jalen Waddle in Denver? We'll get to that next.
Jalen Waddle is a Denver Bronco. With Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, and Pat Bryant in the room, where will the former Dolphin star rank among this year's pass catchers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Have you looked at your credit card statement lately? You're working 40, 50 hours a week just to buy groceries and gas, things you used to be able to afford. And the credit card companies are charging you over 20% interest for the privilege. Think about that. Over 20%. It's designed to keep you underwater. American Financing is doing something they hate. They're actually helping people. They have mortgage rates in the 5. They're showing homeowners how to take their hard-earned equity to wipe out that high-interest debt. The average savings is $800 a month. So talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant. No upfront fees, no obligation to see how much you can save. And if you start today, you could delay 2 mortgage payments. Give American Financing a call. America's home for home loans at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196 for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Imagine a world where you can leave the house and take your Wi-Fi speeds with you. Thanks to Xfinity Mobile, it's not just a fantasy. Just picture it. You're at your kid's soccer game streaming the other game in 4K. Just like that, in the airport, download a cozy family comedy in a snap with Wi-Fi Power Boost. What if the places you had to be felt more like the places where you wanted to be? That's the magic of Xfinity Mobile. Reliable Wi-Fi and 5G when you need it. Xfinity, imagine that. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Visit XfinityMobile.com to learn more. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus regular rates of 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of 2/10/26. Taxes, fees, extra after promotion. Regular rates apply.
A lot of personal injury lawyers make claims about how good they are. But how do you know who's the best? Who will fight to get you the money you deserve? At Berg Simpson, we don't rely on simple claims like other firms. We have 27 best lawyers in America, 17 super lawyers, and we're one of the National Trial Lawyers' top 25 most influential law firms. Compare us to other firms, then call Berg Simpson.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Guys, we've had the driest winter in decades. Protect your home with fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance upgrades built to handle Colorado's extreme weather. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
In the big tourney, everything comes down to the buzzer. In business, the buzzer sounds when the lights go out. That's why commercial and industrial facilities trust Piper Electric. For over 40 years, they've delivered expert electrical construction, service and maintenance, fire alarm systems, and large-scale power distribution. Their licensed electricians are safety-driven, highly skilled, and built for complex projects. Starting a new project? Include Piper Electric in your bid process to save you time, money, and headaches along the way. Visit piperelectric.com.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
Score big. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Wednesday night on ESPN Denver 1600. CSU basketball faces St. Joseph starting at 8:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you on a Tuesday, an eventful Tuesday. All right, and we got the Jalen Waddle news this morning, and it kind of broke the Denver sports internet and became the top headline on ESPN, lickety-split.
Everybody was panicking. They hit the panic button. All the fans out there. What are you doing,
Not
Sean?
Not all.
What are you doing, George?
Not all. I mean, I don't know, what everyone in the market was saying. I just know I saw a lot of deep concern in some cases and flat out hysteria in other cases about, can't believe the Broncos, they're not, XYZ, and they slept through their free agency alarm, and the team's getting worse. Everyone else in the division got better than the Broncos somehow. Yeah. And okay. And I remember coming in here saying, I refuse to believe that this is it. I refuse to believe it. There's another move coming. They're not clearing cap space just for the sake of clearing cap space.
Well, that was the first clue right there. You start clearing a bunch of cap space, and it wasn't just one guy. It wasn't one. It was a bunch. And you know what, guys? There might be a couple other ones that they still restructure throughout this time. Maybe they're not done. Maybe they are. But you can't sit here and say George and Sean are sitting on their hands. They're not. They're just being, what's the word I'm looking for? Calculated, right? It's calculated moves that make sense. And when you start to give away draft picks and multiple draft picks and a first-round draft pick, you have to make sure it makes sense all the way for your football team before you decide to just give up everything.
Well, it was a steep price, there's no doubt, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. But first, guys, tournament time is here, and so is your shot at $5,000. Head to DenverSports.com/bracket to enter our 5K bracket challenge presented by Bryant, Colorado, and Xfinity. Think you can pick the perfect bracket? Prove it. But don't wait. Entries close before tip-off on March 19th. That's DenverSports.com/bracket. Okay, so I'm sure you guys know the construct of the deal, but I want to just be inclusive. I know people are busy and maybe just getting off of work or what have you. So the Broncos trade for Jalen Waddle, all right? And the deal goes like this. Waddle comes to Denver. Miami is getting the Broncos' 30th overall pick in next month's draft, all right? So the first-round pick at the tail end of that first round is going to Miami. Also, the Dolphins are getting the Broncos' third-round pick, which is the 94th overall pick in the draft. So they're getting a top 30 pick and a top 100 pick. And then the two organizations are swapping fourth-round picks. This is a sweetener for the Broncos, as the fourth-round pick that's coming in from Miami is 19 picks before the fourth-round pick that the Broncos are sending to Miami. So in total, the Dolphins are getting 3 picks from Denver, but one is a fourth-round swap. So if you want to look at the fourth-rounders like they kind of nullify each other, I don't look at it like that because 19 spots on draft night is going to feel like a big deal in the fourth round. But for all intents and purposes, it's a first-round pick. It's a third-round pick. It is a steep price. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I'm a little bit surprised that it also took a third-round pick to get this deal done. If you would have asked me yesterday morning what would it cost for Jalen Waddle, I probably would have guessed a first-round pick.
Yeah.
And then maybe some sort of swap like they ended up doing. I would have not guessed the third-round pick, another top 100 pick. And my guess is, and I'm speculating, but my guess why the Broncos had to pay even more of a premium for Waddle and attach a third-round pick to it is because the team-friendly nature of the contract that man is under through 2028. It looks like a bargain right now comparatively, because if this dude was a free agent last Monday and he was just on the open market, my guess is that Waddle is signing a contract that is, and I'm just going to make this up, but 4 years, $115 million.
Yeah, and then you have to also think that somebody like A.J. Brown is out there and somebody wants to do a trade with them. And A.J. Brown, what it was looking like is they wanted a first and more than a third. They wanted a first and a second or 2 firsts. So when you're looking at that, it's like, okay, is Waddle better than A.J. Brown? A lot of people still don't think that. So when you're going in to ask for, okay, how much would you want for Waddle? It's like, well, we still think that Waddle was around A.J. Brown. A.J. might go for a first and a second. So if AJ goes for a first and a second, then a first and a third, that's what Jalen Waddle would go for. See, that's how they do it too. I know it sounds confusing, but like they go back and forth with that because I guarantee you that the Denver Broncos were still in on this A.J. Brown and like what exactly would it take to try to get him in the building. They didn't like that. They said, okay, let's go to someone like Waddle. We like Waddle more than A.J. Brown, and now we're going to give a first and a third. I'll take that. I'm okay with it. It may be steep, but this is about the Denver Broncos getting to a Super Bowl and winning it. I'd rather have a proven guy in the building that has played for 5 years, that has had 1,000-yard years for 3 of those years, that's explosive, that's dynamic, that's a vet, than a guy that we get 30th overall in the first round who you're hoping pans out that may not even start the start of the season, depending on what position you pick from. So for Jalen Waddle coming in here for a first, a third, and what was it? What was it? It was a first, a third, and a fourth?
Yes, but they're also getting a fourth back from
and then
Miami.
Back. I'm good with that. I am good with that because it's telling all of us that they're all in, that they're trying to get weapons for the offense, that they're trying to take care of Bo Nix, and they're trying to take care of Davis Webb, the new offensive play caller.
Well, it's a steep price. I am comfortable paying it. And again, you have to pay a little bit of a tax because of the contract he's on. All right. So he signed a 3-year, $84 million extension with the Dolphins. He's under contract through 2028.
Yeah.
And so that gets built into the deal. And as it does all deals in the NFL, like what you're making and what the team is going to have to pay you goes into the compensation in order to get you.
Exactly.
So, again, you pay a bit of a tax because of the contract that you're inheriting. I don't think anytime soon. They're going to be ripping up the contract that he's on. So, and we'll see. I mean, maybe if he produces at a really high level for the next 2 years or whatever, then that's a different story. But, so this move to me, I mean, it represents that the Denver Broncos are all in.
They're all in.
The Broncos are all in. Statistically, what do you think you're looking for from Jalen Waddle in 2026?
Oh, I'm looking for Jalen Waddle to go over 1,000 yards. I'm not sitting here saying 1,300 because you have another starting receiver on the other side, another 1A to Jalen Waddle's 1A. But he's going over 1,000 yards, and here's why. You have Bo Nix, Sean Payton, and Davis Webb. They want to throw the ball. Sean Payton and Davis Webb being quarterbacks. All right, in their mind, they just want to chuck that ball all over the field. You have Bo Nix, who this year or last year, if you want to call it, in 2025/2026, had the most passing attempts. It was over, 612 passing attempts.
I believe you're on it. Yeah.
All right, so with that being said, it's showing us and telling us that they're going to try to throw this ball around again. And now you have two bona fide starters on the left and right of you. Why would they not try to throw the ball even more? So I'm expecting Jalen Waddle to go over 1,000 yards. I'm expecting Jalen Waddle to be very, very explosive because, like I said earlier in the show, Jalen Waddle can run every route in the route tree. Slants, he got you. All right, shallows across the field, that's his specialty because he does have that speed. All right, the goal ball, being able to get that separation because of his speed. He has 4.3 speed. That's Jalen Waddle. You're going to be able to throw those goal balls. So Jalen Waddle can do everything. And, we know Sean likes his screens. We know Sean wants to throw in a couple screens, even if Davis Webb is calling plays. Jalen Waddle is still a really good screen runner. So you're getting everything out of Jalen Waddle, and I'm expecting Jalen Waddle to go over 1,000 yards along with Cortland Sutton.
So both 1,000-yard guys.
You're going to have two receivers go for 1,000 yards this year, and if that happens, which I believe it's going to happen as long as everybody stays healthy, Z, Bo Nix is going to be in the MVP conversation. I'm not saying he's going to win it, but he's going to be in that conversation because you can't be in that conversation if you're not having two receivers be explosive for you. If you have two receivers going over 1,000 yards, you should be in that conversation.
Well, 1,000 yards over the course of a 17-game season is around 59 yards a game. And I'm sure each guy, Sutton, Waddle, is going to have certain Sundays where they go for 110, 120 yards. I think there's going to be other Sundays where they finish with 30 yards. But both going for 1,000 yards is it's pretty reasonable, especially with a 17-game schedule, assuming good health, right? Yeah. And Waddle has been a mostly healthy player, as has Sutton, for a few years now. Let's go over just real quick for clarity on that statement. Waddle played in 16 games this past year, 15 games in 2024, 14 games in 2023, 17 in 2022, and 16 games in 2021. So you're talking about missing,
I think, 6 games.
3, 6. I'm counting 7. Well, okay. I guess depending when they went to a 17-game schedule.
Yeah, they didn't start. In 2021, it was still 16. I want to say 2022, 16, maybe. And
then 17 and 22.
17, so that's where it started.
Okay, so yeah, so would you say he's missed 6? Yeah, that's what I have as well. So 6 games missed in his career. So you're getting a durable player, an explosive player, someone who still should very much be in his physical prime at 27 years old. And really the second half of his physical prime should all be here in Denver, Colorado, barring something unforeseen. So, okay, I could go both guys going for 1,000 yards.
All right, we on the same page?
I think so. That doesn't sound crazy. I also think that there's another scenario where not to sound like I'm putting a wet blanket on anything, but there is a scenario where the healthiest setup is no one goes for 1,000 yards. Because you look at this receiver room now. This all of a sudden just got crowded again. And so between Waddle, Sutton, Marvin Mims, Pat Bryant, and Troy Franklin, like you also just can't forget about those 3 other mouths.
No.
And you also, this move today, this blockbuster trade should not, have any sort of negative impact on the intent of the run game, right? You're going to have to run the football.
Yeah, it should open the run game up. Those 14, 15 carries that JK is going to get, all right, they should be more explosive because now you're not going to have an extra defender in the box, right, on the line of scrimmage. Now they're forced to have two safeties over the top because now it's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to leave Waddle one-on-one?
Can't
You
do
don't
that.
want to do that. The
No.
speed. Are you going to leave Cortland Sutton, who's 6'4", 225, who does a great job with 50-50 balls and still has sneaky speed? Are you going to leave him one-on-one with an undersized cornerback? You're not going to do that either. So now it lightens the box. And you have someone with JK, as long as he's healthy, because I feel like we always have to say that, as long as he's healthy, has great vision, and it's just going to add more to this offense, and JK's still going to eat.
Well, there's also a name that we haven't said. And again, in the healthiest setup for the Denver Broncos this coming year, you should also have a lot more of Evan Ingram as well. And so, again, there's no negativity to this statement. While I agree that two separate 1,000-yard receivers is definitely in play, and that might be the case, and that does happen around the league. You already referenced one of them, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith being another, and there's a couple other ones out there, two more, in fact. But I could make the argument that the healthiest setup is there's no 1,000-yard players for the Denver Broncos, and maybe just J.K., and that would mean he would stay healthy.
Yeah.
So because if J.K. stays healthy for the first time in his career, he should be the one that goes for 1,000. That would be the guy that if assumed good health was for everyone, then I would say J.K. is going to have the 1,000 yards because there is just a lot of mouths to feed on this Broncos offense in the best kind of way between the 5 receivers and Evan Ingram.
Yeah, no, and you're right. You're sitting there, and Bo's the type of guy, and we've seen it multiple times, where he's able to spread that ball around, where 8, 9, 10 different receivers touch that football, whether you're a running back or a tight end or a slot receiver, X, Y, it doesn't matter. Bo Nix is finding that open target. The only thing I think of is like, hey, they're going to have drawn-up plays for Jalen Waddle, drawn up plays for Cortland Sutton, and then of course you have Davis Webb, who was teammates with Evan Ingram. So you're hoping that Davis Webb can unlock Evan Ingram down the middle of the field, those crossing routes, the shallow routes. That's what you're looking for Evan Ingram. So you may be right, Z, where it's like the healthiest and the best thing for the Denver Broncos is everybody is touching that football, everybody's a part of the game plan, and everybody stays healthy because of that. Because if you start to overuse somebody, that's when they usually get hurt. And even for a receiver, the more routes he has to run, all right, the possibilities of him getting hurt are go up high. So just find ways to be creative with the guys that are in the building. Make sure that Troy Franklin is doing his part, the strength of his part, which is still speed and opening up. Pat Bryant still is going to do the dirty work and the slants. And let's go from here. Let's bow.
In terms of someone who could be negatively impacted by this, like I would imagine just that knowing human beings the way that we know human beings, not everyone within the Denver Broncos is all fired up today.
Come on. There's a couple people that are sitting there looking like, damn, coach, I thought we had something special here.
Well, you know what? It's interesting because you remember after the trade deadline passed last year that they went to Troy Franklin.
I remember this.
And they're like, hey, what do you think of, the Broncos not adding to the receiver room? Is that like, a good thing for you guys? Like, man, that just shows that they trust us. And to the certain vantage point or frame of reference, this could be of a bit of a sign of like my opportunities are not going to be the same as I thought they were yesterday morning.
I'll tell you what, Z, as a former player, the draft is stressful for guys that are on the roster because you don't know what the team is going to do unless you're the quarterback, the franchise quarterback. Maybe they'll tell you what's going to happen. But other than that, you're sitting there saying, okay, if they draft a running back in the first or second round, then they're telling me that they believe that guy is better than me and that their vision is him and not me. And so you're waiting there on edge for the first, second, and third round to hope that a running back, in my case, doesn't get drafted. Well, that happens in the free agency. If you're a guy that's already on the team, and then you look up and they trade for a guy like, let's say, Melvin Gordon that comes in free agency and they pay him, well, what does that tell you? Especially if they haven't had conversations with you saying this is kind of our game plan. What this telling me is that, like, you think this guy is better than me and you guys aren't looking to pay me and you don't see me in your vision. So for someone like Troy Franklin, he can look at it because if you're asking me, like, who would this affect the most?
Yeah.
I would have to say Troy Franklin.
I agree with you.
Because look at you. We
agree
agree
with
on
you.
something.
I agree with you.
And for Troy Franklin, I think it's because for Troy thinks that he's the number 2 receiver, and that's what he was this year, the number 2 receiver.
And we were just talking about him yesterday, saying, well, he went from 200 and something yards to over 700 yards. That next step is to flirt with a 1,000-yard season.
And that was his goal, right? This year.
It was.
He said be an all-pro or Pro Bowler, over 1,000 yards receiving, and he thought he was going to get that opportunity. Well, Mr. Waddle's in the building, and he didn't walk in, he waddled in. And now for Troy Franklin, you got to get in where you fit in. There's still a spot for Troy Franklin, but it's just not at that number 2 receiver. Now you're battling with Pat Bryant. Now you're battling with Marvin Mims for the number 3 receiver spot, which is going to be a little dicey.
You know who I think is the most uncomfortable today? I think it's going to impact, well, hold on a second. I agreed with you a second ago. But there's only one of the 3 other receivers outside of Sutton and Waddle that is up for an extension this year.
There is, Mr. Mim.
And so if you're Marvin Mims and in your head, man, I'm going to play really well this year, and during the middle of the season, I'm going to sign a contract extension, just like I saw 10 of my teammates do in the last 16 months or whatever it was, or whatever it is. And so, like, I if I were to guess, Marvin Mims is not signing an extension here in Denver. If I had to guess.
If you had to guess, because there's a lot of mouths to be fed. But there's one thing that you have to still think of: special teams. We don't like to talk about special teams because it's not sexy. But special teams help you win games. We know that. All right, we're driving down Bo Nix's rookie year. All right, he's having his signature moment against the Kansas City Chiefs. He helps set up for the game-winning field goal, and guess what, Z? It gets blocked. Special teams matter. And when you have a punt return, kick returner like Marvin Mims, it's hard to get rid of him or want to get rid of him. So I understand where you're coming from, but I think that the guy that they would rather trade away would be Mr. Troy Franklin, because they have Waddle, they have Pat Bryant that they drafted in the 3rd round, and they have Marvin Mims, who is still a utility guy and has shown when he's been given the opportunities, he can make some huge plays. Buffalo, all right, the game-winning touchdown pretty much. 8 for 8 when it comes to receptions. It was 93 yards, if I remember exactly.
Well, he doubled up anyone else's production once the postseason started.
Exactly. So, why would you want to get rid of a man like that who has a value to the special teams?
Well, because you're not going to extend someone because of special teams is what I would say.
That's part of it. That's the cherry on top.
There's no question it's part of it. But for 3 consecutive years, Sean Payton has really struggled to integrate Marvin Mims. Someone could say, well, it's Davis Webb now.
Exactly. This is the Davis Webb show, Z.
But when you push your chips in for Jalen Waddle, I'd be surprised if Marvin Mims is getting the kind of extension that he'd be looking for.
He may now like you just got done saying right there, that he may be looking for. It takes 2 to tango. If he doesn't like the extension, he doesn't have to sign it. But I guarantee you, at some point, the Denver Broncos are going to come to him and say, hey, you're valuable still, and we need depth. Because even in the Buffalo Bills game,
it's true. Yep.
We were lacking the receiver depth, and that's why Lil Jordan Humphrey had to play, and Michael Bandy, Bands will make you dance. He had to play.
Yep.
You don't want to have to go through another situation where you're having to rely on practice squad players in a playoff atmosphere. So with that being said, I don't think it's Marvin Mims that will be on the hot seat. I think it's Troy Franklin.
Well, regardless, because it could be. It very much could be. I just want to mention that because when the room was full last year, they peeled away from it to add a draft asset.
Yeah.
You had to really send that's a legit package headed to Miami. And some would say it's an overpay. I'm okay with it because of the contract that's coming back. But knowing George Payton, and depending on how much he said, what kind of say he has, you could peel away from the room again, be it Troy Franklin or Marvin Mims, and like someone else could be looking at, like, if you're I'll use Buffalo because that's a good frame of reference for me, and they've tried to add to the receiving room, and they just did here recently with who's that, DJ Moore, right?
DJ Moore, a true number 1 receiver.
I don't know about that, but you could be looking at someone like Troy Franklin, like, okay, what does he look like in this offense?
Yeah.
You could. And so the value for Troy Franklin through the lens of someone like the Bills, it may just be a little bit different from where things currently stand here in Denver. And so, again, it wouldn't. I'm not advocating for anyone to get traded, but it just wouldn't shock me at all because of the new set of circumstance and new landscape here in Denver that you make a move to recoup some of those draft assets.
Now, Jalen Waddle, people think of him as this star receiver. Cortland Sutton, I've been banging the table for this man as the number one receiver here, a starting receiver. I don't know if we can call him a star, but the dude's very consistent. Very consistent.
I don't think he's a star. I wouldn't say he's a star, but he is in like the tier 2 of upper echelon wide receivers, and that's not a negative. That's not a knock.
No, it's not a knock. It's not.
And by the way, and I know you know this because we talked about it a few months ago, for 2 straight years, Cortland Sutton, the most productive receiver in the NFL on 3rd and 4th down.
And that's the money downs. That's the money downs for receivers. That's the money downs for the quarterbacks. If you want to get paid the big bucks, you have to make plays on 3rd down. For quarterbacks, it's also 2-minute drill. But who you throwing to? You're throwing to receivers during 2-minute drill. So that's something that Bo Nix, when things hit the fan, he's going to Cortland Sutton because he's comfortable with Court. Now, my question to you is, if you're Cortland Sutton, does this hurt you or help you, knowing that Jalen Waddle's a part of the mix now?
It helps you. It may ultimately hurt your raw numbers just a little bit, but it wouldn't shock me at all if the efficiency from Cortland goes up, which, by the way, it went down a little bit this year. His reliability rating, there was too many drops. But like we know, not that Cortland was doubled every play because that's not reality.
No.
But you did see defenses shade him more oftentimes than not. He was the real threat offensively or the top priority for defensive coordinators. I think this just opens things up for everyone. Like the gravitational pull of someone like Jalen Waddle and the impact that he has on a football field, sometimes by not doing anything. Like it's Michael Porter Jr. in the corner. Say whatever you want. You got to guard it.
Yes.
And so, like, I think that because of that, the change in just geometry on the football field, because of that pull that he'll have, it's only going to open up opportunities for Sutton. It is, and for Evan Ingram, and for the run game, and these secondary receivers now beneath Waddle and Sutton. Man, there's going to be opportunity for Davis Webb to be scheming some of those guys because you're 3rd, maybe 4th in the pecking order on any particular play.
Now, I agree with you wholeheartedly because for Cortland in his age, he's looking at this of like, thank you. You're giving me another dynamic weapon on the other side, so now it takes pressure off of me.
Sure.
Now I can focus on winning my one-on-one battle, beating the guy in front of me, and I don't have to worry about a double team. I can focus on the 3rd down work and not always having to say, okay, I have to run every route in the route tree. No, you can separate that. Jalen Waddle can hold it down on the other side. So it takes that pressure off, but also it puts a little bit more pressure on Court saying, hey, dude, you can't have another season where you're dropping these balls. Because, yes, you got paid $92 million, but we have to remember 41's only guaranteed. So, like, yeah, that's a lot to us. Give me it.
Of course.
But for them, it's like, hey, we can move on for you and still have some money on the side that we can have left over. So it's putting pressure on Cortland to go out there and be the best version of himself, Waddle to be the best version of himself, and someone like Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant, it's like, okay, what about us? Well, now you got to compete. Now you got to make plays during camp. It's not you sitting there laughing with Cortland and Jalen Waddle because you think you made it. No, and if you didn't learn last year where you had someone like Vele in the building and you look up if you're Pat Bryant for the first time and you're seeing a guy get traded, it opens your eyes that any given year you could be traded. Even any given week until the trade deadline comes and goes, you could be traded. So you need to be on high alert and doing your part every day when it comes to competing.
Yeah, the rest of that room is on notice with the arrival of Jalen Waddle and maybe on notice to the rest of the AFC West.
Yes.
That this Denver Broncos offense, it is not staying the same, and hopefully a giant leap into the future here in 2026. Who is Jalen Waddle as a teammate, and how do you think he'll fit into this locker room? Phillip Lindsay is uniquely qualified to answer that question. We'll get to it next.
Tournament time is here, and so is your shot at $5,000.
Head to DenverSports.com/bracket to enter our 5K Bracket Challenge, presented by Bryant, Colorado, and Xfinity.
Think you can pick the perfect bracket? Prove it, but don't wait. Entries close before tip-off on March 19th.
That's DenverSports.com/bracket.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you grow your business from idea to industry leader? With smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert, or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Pepsi at King Soopers 15051 East 104th Avenue in Commerce City now until 5 p.m. Stop by for your chance to win tickets to tonight's Nuggets game and sample Gatorade's lower sugar line. Don't miss it.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Spring weather is unpredictable. You never know which way you'll be adjusting your thermostat unless you have the right windows. And that's why with WindowNation.com, you can count on your home being comfortable regardless of the weather. Their windows are customizable and energy efficient. Expert installers take just one day, and Window Nation products are backed by a lifetime warranty. There's no better time to upgrade with Window Nation. In March, the more you buy, the more you could save. Up to 50% off all window styles. Visit WindowNation.com for your free consultation today.
Jackson Hewitt will do your taxes for $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So if you're a delivery driver / handyman / wedding DJ, you pay only $149 or less. We're talking to you, waitress.
Check, please.
/ pet sitter / influencer. Just $149 or less. Want your refund to work as hard as you? Hurry. Don't wait. File with Jackson Hewitt today. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
You know what I could really go for right now? Literally anything that comes in a McDonald's carton, wrapper, or bag. Or a McDonald's cup. Yes, any of those items should do it.
And if you could go for a deal, now get free medium fries with the purchase of any hot, juicy Quarter Pounder with cheese or new Big Arch. Just what your cravings ordered. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep street wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Want to partake in our contests?
Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Wednesday night on ESPN Denver 1600. CSU basketball faces St. Joseph starting at 8:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
Let's come off the top rope with it! Uh-oh.
There we go, malfunction.
Hold on.
There we go.
There it is. This old iPad. Oh, hopefully you guys are having a great day. Bottom half of hour number 2. The first 90 minutes just absolutely zipped by. So I'm curious, man. There's not a lot of sports talk show hosts around the country, let alone here in Denver, that were teammates with Jalen Waddle, who is on his way to Denver as we speak as a part of a blockbuster trade. How is Waddle as a teammate?
Mr. Waddle is a funny individual. That's he's a good man. You're not gonna have to worry about off the field issues with Jalen Waddle. You know, what you're gonna have to worry about is a jokester, a guy that loves to laugh, a guy that loves to smile, and he has this weird voice to him, right? It's a little raspy. It's like, we talked about earlier, Crazy Legs off of Dopey and Minutes, where it's like, yeah, I have a dream. And so he's always smiling. He's always trying to mess around. For example, Jalen Waddle said he would beat up Pat Surtain.
I saw that.
That's him joking around, and guys, they're teammates. They were teammates in college.
They're great friends.
And they're really, really good friends. Great friends, like you just got done saying. So Waddle always wants to have a good time. He's smiling, but when it's time to put the pads on, when it's time to put that helmet on, that 5, I'm not going to give him 5'10". He's not 5'10". 5'9", 182 pounds. Not 85 like he's listed. 182 pounds.
Are you 5'9"?
I'm 5'8".
You're 5'8", okay.
I'm 100 and...
Well, you don't have to give us your weight, like present day weight, but you know from standing right next to him, because you know how tall you are, and standing right next to him, you know that he's not 5'10".
I know because we measured. Because we had arguments in the locker room on how tall he was, so we measured him, and he's 5'9".
That is hilarious.
And then I put his ass on the scale because he thought he was bigger than me, and he weighed 182 pounds. So the guy is fast, he's shifty, he's tough as nails, he's going to catch the ball down the middle of the field. He's not catching with his body, it's all hands. And he's going to be able to break tackles and, of course, extend plays. We're getting a hell of a football player, but a fun guy off the field that's a locker room type of guy that's going to go around and mess with everybody. Defensive players, linemen, running backs. He just wants to have fun, and he wants to win games.
So he'll help build this culture. He'll be a good piece within this culture.
A great piece to this culture. Sean did a great job, and George did a great job of doing their homework and getting the guy in the building that you don't have to worry about, Z. He's not going to be reading a book on the sideline.
I'm just so thankful they went down this road and not the A.J. Brown road.
He'll read it at home.
He'll read it at home. He'll read it at home. That was my biggest thing with A.J. Brown, right? It's just like I just worry about him coming into this really awesome culture that had been reset. here under Sean Payton, and it sounds like from your personal experience, I mean, he's going to fit right in.
He's going to fit right in like a glove, right? Like a perfect fit. And he's going to want the ball. He is like any other receiver, but he's not going to be mad about it. He's going to tell that quarterback in the huddle, because he used to do it to Tua. Hey, the Tua, it's about that time, man. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling myself. Give me that chance. Give me that opportunity. And that's all you want as a receiver, as a running back, as a tight end. You want an opportunity. You want some love. Like LL Cool J used to say, I need love. And I think Bo Nix is going to be able to get Courtland Sutton, Jalen Waddle involved at the same time. Jalen Waddle is a great fit for the Denver Broncos, and I cannot wait to see my former teammate out there killing it.
Man, this is nuts. And I would imagine, and maybe you can help me out with this too, I would imagine, and I don't want to offend any Dolphins fan that's listening to me.
They're Dolphin fans.
But as Cecil Lammy says, get as offended as you like. The two fan bases aren't comparable.
No,
and I'm sorry.
They're
not. The Denver Broncos fan base is elite. They're a cut above. And Waddle, I'm just curious what he, like if you asked him, like, what do you know about Colorado, right? Like,
he's going to say, I know it's cold. He's going to say, I know it's cold. And my guessing is he's been here, if I remember, he's been here to ski a couple times talking to him.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, so he's been here because every player, when they come to Colorado, that's the first thing they think about, right? Snow, cold, couple other things.
But does he realize that, like, you're coming to a place that gets more sunshine than the place you're leaving, Miami, Florida?
I don't think he realizes that just yet. And there has not been a situation where I believe Jalen Waddle needs to come to Colorado other than maybe vacation during the wintertime.
Yeah.
Or off time. So I think he's getting ready to get a little feel of like what Colorado has to offer during the summertime, where it's hot. And he's going to be looking around, and everybody's going to be in their cutoffs and shorts. And there's Zach Bye, ZB, buttoned up with khaki long pants on.
Ready to go during camp. No long pants.
Ready to go during camp.
No long pants. I did wear khaki shorts, though. But honestly, like you just brought up the summer. A Miami Dolphins training camp in South Florida compared to the dry heat that we have here, I mean, that's going to feel like a 35-degree difference. Seriously. Like, just being in South Carolina recently, last summer, I mean, golfing at 107 degrees with humidity that's 80%. I mean, you walk outside and you're just, that's not how it is here.
That's grueling. On the golf course, Tuesday, I know you was having a hard time.
I just embraced it and just leaned into it because I know it's a one-off, but, like, we'll see. But I bet you there's going to be a certain point in time in this first year where he's going to be as delicate as possible with his former home. And in some roundabout way, he's going to acknowledge that this is the most elite fan base that he's ever been a part of.
You know, the Miami Dolphin fans, they're not bad. They actually, they treated me well, with open arms, came in, gave me a hug, and was on my side. But there's nothing like the Denver Broncos fan base.
No.
Broncos country is on another level. When you're doing great, you're on top of the world. But if you don't come in here to play and show out, they are going to let you know. You know that, Zeke.
Oh, they'll boo your ass. oh, yeah. I mean,
they're going to boo you now.
It was the first home game of the season in 2022. They couldn't get plays off. It was the third quarter by the time that the hometown was booing the hell out of Russell Wilson. Okay, next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, man, this is pretty crazy. I just want everyone on the same page in terms of the level of talent that is about to come into the NBA. All right? This is viewed by folks within basketball as one of the best draft classes in recent memory. I've heard some that saying this could rival, LeBron, Bosh, Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony. Check this out. The All-American list, first team came out yesterday, okay? Or just the All-American list, okay? Cameron Boozer, Carlos Boozer's son at Duke, first team All-American. A.J. Debinsa from BYU, first-team All-American. Darius Acuff from Arkansas, holy smokes, talk about a walking bucket. First-team All-American. This is the best draft class and freshman class that we've had in years. Only one freshman, Cooper Flagg, was on the first-team All-American list last year. 24 had 0 freshmen. 23 had 0 freshmen. 2022 had 0 freshmen. 2021 had 1 freshman on first team All-American. That was Cade Cunningham. 2020, 0 freshmen. And you have 3 of them. And then you also had Caleb Wilson from North Carolina was the following guys are either second team All-American or honorable mention All-American. Caleb Wilson from UNC, who unfortunately got hurt. Darren Peterson from Kansas, he's a freak. Braden Burries from Arizona. Like, this class coming into the NBA right now, one of these guys is going to change a franchise and the history and the future of their franchise here.
So that's why so many teams are tanking.
Correct. Correct.
So many teams are taking to get one of these prospects that could change that organization around. Crazy. It's fun. I can't wait to see it. Now, Carmelo, Bosh, all of them, to be able to triumph them or be the same as them?
It sounds crazy
yes,
right now,
does.
but I've heard draft analysts, like people who've poured their life into this, saying, like, there's a scenario. There's a phrase that's being used in NBA draft circles called a change your life guy. Is he an all-pro? Is he a potential all-pro? Or is he a change your life guy? You drafted Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's a change your life guy. And they're saying there's multiple change your life guys in this draft. And so it just exemplified by the All-American list that came out yesterday in a way that we have not seen in many, many, many years concerning these freshmen. All right, we'll kick out of the last lap of the mat on the 3 count. Things are starting to get uncomfortable in a category within Denver sports that's been chalked up as a given. That's next.
With the Dallas Stars on their heels in the Central Division, do the Avs need to ride the hot hand at goaltender?
This is such an unbelievably talented team, and they've pushed their chips into the middle to win a cup. And I'm loyal to a point, but if Wedgwood continues to play better than him, come playoff time, you've got to make that switch.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Injury Insights, powered by Ramos Law. Taking a look at the latest sports injuries in Colorado and beyond. Here's Dr. Joseph Ramos with Zach By.
Dr. Ramos, one of the big stories from the Colorado Rockies offseason is that Zach Veen gained 40 pounds of muscle somehow, some way after getting sober this offseason. What are your general thoughts or takeaways when you hear a report like that?
Oh man, Zach, don't get me started on muscle building and as it pertains to alcohol. I love hormone health, and I do that exquisitely in my practices at FitMD in my clinics. And let me tell you, alcohol on the effects of protein synthesis or hormone synthesis is just, the effects are incredibly devastating, if you want to call it that. There's muscle protein synthesis that occurs via this pathway called mTOR. I know that's too much to get into. Just know this: alcohol stops the synthesis of proteins. In fact, it can decrease that synthesis by up to 25%. It also decreases growth hormone production. Alcohol decreases growth hormone by as much as 70%. The reason it does that is because it affects that deep REM sleep when we're producing growth hormone. Alcohol suppresses testosterone production. It affects insulin resistance. I could go on and on. Here's the ultimate effect to all of that. You're talking protein synthesis, you're talking growth hormone, you're talking testosterone, insulin resistance, increased cortisol. All those hormones hurt the production of muscle. So by Zach stopping drinking, he's now supercharged to make muscle. It doesn't surprise me. And those are a lot of the adverse effects that alcohol will have on you.
Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert, or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Xfinity tech support. I can't get Jurassic Park back online without... But no worries. Our Wi-Fi boosted mobile keeps you connected in all kinds of places.
Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
Want to start testosterone therapy? Don't choose a one-size-fits-all dose at your doctor's or pay hundreds out of pocket at a franchise. Go to Low T Center, the area's #1 TRT clinic. For effective custom testosterone covered by insurance, this month, get free men's T-test, discounts on peptides, and more. Head to lowtcenter.com to book an appointment now.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Ink card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Ben Franklin here to talk to you about your water heater. A water heater is a vital part of your home's plumbing. When it doesn't work, it can really freeze up your routine. Call the pros at Benjamin Franklin Plumbing about water heater options for your home. Visit BenjaminFranklinPlumbing.com or call 877-BEN-1776 to request an appointment. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan, powered by Waterloo Turf Denver. Get your Saturdays back.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Plenty to still discuss when it comes to the Jalen Waddle deal that went down earlier this morning.
Mr. Waddle!
We've been reacting to it all day. Man, you know who's fired up? And I know no one cares about this.
I care.
My kid.
Oh, here we go.
Dude, so like when I tell you my 7-year-old son is a bona fide sports fan in a way that like maybe I could have envisioned it, but we watch so much sports at the house. And for his frame of references during the fall of his life, like he just watches NFL football.
Yeah.
So he knows all these guys and he remembers scores and like just like people's numbers. Like he'll ask me to do trivia with him. And like, dude, it's just so crazy. But when I told him, I said, Bud, you know who's a new member of the Denver Broncos? Jalen Waddle. And he just instantly starts waddling. He's like, let's go. You know, he's 7. It's so cute. Yeah, he's fired up. So we'll continue to react to that story and get back to it here in just a couple minutes because I want to talk about the newfound pressure under someone's seat here in Denver. And we'll get to that here in just a couple minutes. But I got to be honest with you, Phil. Things are starting to get a bit uncomfortable in a category within Denver sports that's been chalked up as a given, but it's not a given, and it's actually massively important. You saw the Avs get drilled last night, right?
I saw. It didn't just get drilled, Z. They got taken to Pound Town. Bam, 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 bam. It was bad.
It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, come on.
They get drilled at home 7-2 by Pittsburgh. The Penguins matched their season high for goals on just 20 shots without their leading scorer, by the way.
Said the kid.
No Sidney Crosby. Also, the most goals allowed by the Avalanche this season. And I think that there is a thought, not with everyone, but there's a thought out there that it doesn't really matter what happens down the stretch of this season. It's in cruise control. The Avs have been so dominant. They're 44-13-9. No biggie. Doesn't really matter. You lost back-to-back. Well, hold on.
Pop the brakes.
Hold on. The Dallas Stars are right there. Dallas has won 14 of their last 16 games. Now, luckily and mercifully, they lost last night to Utah, 6-3.
Yep.
But they're hotter than anyone in the sport. It's happening at the right time or the wrong time for us here in Colorado. And the Avs have now lost 3 of 4 games. They currently only lead the Stars in the Central Division by 3 points. This is getting very, very, very uncomfortable for me personally.
Oh, yes. You're neck and neck with the Dallas Stars. And here's the thing, guys. As much as Zach and I have been okay with it, Mikko has been out of the mix. He's been in IR with the Dallas Stars.
Right.
So now once he gets back into it,
that's a great point.
What does that look like?
That's a great point.
We still have to play the Stars again. So it's very interesting with that on top of what the Avs are going through. The Avs look tired. The Avs look like they're out of sync with each other. The miscommunication at the blue line, the goalies, it's not just one, but it's two of them. And it's not just them. It's everybody as a collective group not doing their part. But the thing that the Avs are lacking right now, Z, when I'm looking at the game, they're lacking their captain. They're lacking Gabe. Somebody that, Mike Evans in the morning, he should have never said. He wanted to bury it.
Oh, no.
He has been an underachieving disappointment.
Michael.
Come on, Michael.
Michael.
The Colorado Avalanche with Gabe in the lineup.
Yeah, this is nuts. Listen to this.
They're 36-4-7. 36-4-7.
That's an elite record. That's insane.
Without Mr. Gabe, who's been out with a ball problem.
Yeah.
They're 8-9-2.
So, again, that trend continues. A dominant elite record when Gabe Landeskog is in the lineup, the league's best record, all right, and you're literally a losing team when he's not in the lineup.
Pretty much.
I mean, that is some stark contrast right there.
So it's telling you everything right there. One, we need our captain back because you need the depth. You need somebody that's the anchor. You're still without Lecky. You're still without LOC, and I know LOC, Logan O'Connor, he hasn't been a part of this all year, but we know what he brings to the table when he's in the lineup, all right, especially in the penalty kill. He's a great penalty kill guy.
Totally.
And so you're seeing a team that's starting to fatigue and starting to wear down a little bit, and they're lacking some of the depth because their guys are hurt. So they have to find a way to weather this storm and get their guys back, knowing that Dallas is right there on their heels.
Right there.
This is neck and neck, Z.
14 of their last 16 have ended with 2 points. I mean, that is nuts. They are coming. And so there's still 3 points difference, but there's too many games left with the idea that this is in cruise control. Here was Nathan McKinnon after the game.
We've just been making so many mistakes. We got a lot of new guys and a lot of old guys out, so it's tough. 7D, I don't like 7D. I think different D pairs every shift is not great. Different forward lines a lot of the time with 11, so the flow's off for sure. A lot of new faces, and 11 and 7 isn't what we do.
The flow's off for sure. Doesn't like the current approach. Here's more McKinnon.
The chemistry matters, and like if guys are used to playing center, filling in and route, it's no one's fault. It's just different, new teams. A lot of different line combinations lately for everybody, so it's hard, it's hard. I mean, it sounds like an excuse. Tonight was just bad, too. Like, we just played bad. It wasn't like we were all bad. I thought we had a pretty good start. I don't know. It's one of those nights that just sucked.
It did just suck. It
sucked bad.
And to lose 7-2, like 3-1 to Winnipeg, right? Like, okay, you get it. You're not going to have it every night.
Yeah, that's an off night.
The 4-3 loss last week to Edmonton, like, okay, like it's going to happen. 7-2, that was and Scott Wedgwood allowing 3 goals on the first 5 shots.
13 minutes into the game.
And he gets yanked. I mean,
and then Blackwood goes in there and says, "Hold my beer, I can do you better." 4 goals.
Man,
you give up 4 goals.
Man. Not great. That was one of the worst nights of the year. And apologies to anyone that had a ticket to Ball Arena last night. That was
unprofessional performance. That right there from the Colorado Avalanche, the cup or bust team. No, it's not the end of the world. We know that this team, when they're healthy and they're firing on all cylinders, they're going to be tough to beat. They're pretty much unstoppable. But again, the power play, that needs to be cleaned up. 0 for 4 on the power play yet again. That has to change, man.
Yes.
Come on.
Yep. All right. That was a beatdown. Hopefully they can turn around and man, this next one's a biggie. It's Dallas, and it's tomorrow night.
Here we go.
So you have the hottest team in the league coming to Denver after the worst loss of the season for the Avs on the heels of the loss against Winnipeg, losing 3 of 4. Tomorrow night is a massive, massive contest at Ball Arena, and it's on national TV on TNT. Okay. Shifting gears, Jalen Waddle coming to Denver in a blockbuster trade. Newfound pressure for someone not named Waddle within the Broncos. That's next.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app.
Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
When you're dealing with joint pain, guys, you don't want just guesswork. You want a real plan. And this is why I send people to Regen RX in Denver. Their professionalism is on another level. And the moment you walk through those doors, they're going to break everything down for you. Maybe it's the Wharton's jelly to support the joints. Maybe it's the shockwave theory to wake that blood flow back up. Whatever the case may be, they're going to sit you down and map it out step by step. And they don't just treat you once and disappear. No. At Regen RX, they even build a 6-month booster to help keep your results feeling strong. And that's how you know they're serious about your long-term performance. But here's the part that everybody loves the most. The consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free. No risk, no commitment, just real answers. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or pain that's slowing you down, this is your chance to see if their treatments can work for you. Look, if joint pain is stealing that explosiveness, your confidence, and your ability to keep up with your kids, stop pushing through it. Your quality of life matters. Guys, you matter. So give RegenRx a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co for your free consultation. Invest in your future self and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Pepsi at King Soopers 15051 East 104th Avenue in Commerce City now until 5 p.m. Stop by for your chance to win tickets to tonight's Nuggets game and sample Gatorade's lower sugar line. Don't miss it.
Sex, intimacy, love. These three things are critical to a good relationship, and that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
I lost 60 pounds a few years ago with SodaWeightLoss.com, and it's never coming back. I am never gaining that weight back because I learned how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat with SodaWeightLoss.com. You can join Soda for a short time that have results that last a lifetime. Call them up at 1-866-800-SODA. That's 1-866-800-SODA. Or go online to SodaWeightLoss.com. And I lost those 60 pounds, and I'm never going back because of the personalized touch that SodaWeightLoss.com gives you with a personal nutritionist that's always available via text when you have questions, you have concerns. Sometimes you just need encouragement on your weight loss journey. Have a friend there. Have your personal nutritionist there for you. It's SodaWeightLoss.com. It's changed my life. I look and feel 10 years younger, and I love it. You'll love it too. Go to SodaWeightLoss.com. Again, call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. Join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime at SodaWeightLoss.com. SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
When you want a new car, you want it now. That's why AutoNation moves at the speed of savings. Right now, put your tax refund to work at AutoNation. Even drive with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. No speed bumps, no detours, just great prices on new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Save on thousands of vehicles with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. Act fast, save now at your nearest AutoNation store. 60-month max term financing on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 3/31/26.
Try Wendy's new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion with Girl Scout Thin Mint cookie pieces. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's and Girl Scouts of the USA.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver.
You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Wednesday night on ESPN Denver 1600. CSU basketball faces St. Joseph starting at 8:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
So huge news today in Denver that became the top headline on ESPN.com. And I know when on the radio side, when they're reaching out to me from Bristol saying, hey, can you come on and talk about this? Like, yep, this is a national story. You know, Jalen Waddle to the Denver Broncos is a national story.
Well, then, Mr. By, we need your assistance. We need you to go in there. We need you to talk about, Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, and I'll be on there later tonight talking about it. So it's exciting. It's a blockbuster trade. I think most folks within Broncos country are fired up about it. Not everyone. I've seen some folks say that it's an overpay. On a scale of 1 to 10, and just in terms of the football edition, we'll leave the trade compensation conversation for down the road here later in the show. But just from a football standpoint, the addition of Jalen Waddle, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being it's the biggest deal that you can think of, 1, it's an absolute nothing burger. Jalen Waddle's arrival in Denver is what?
It's an 8. It's an 8 for the Denver Broncos, specifically for the offense in Bo Nix. Guys, Bo Nix is on a rookie deal. Bo Nix needs more weapons. He needs help. Well, now you have a star in Jalen Waddle. You have Cortland Sutton, Mr. Reliable. You got Pat Bryant down the middle, can run the slant routes. You got Marvin Mims, who when you get him involved and have the right plays for him, he shines. All right, you have J.K. Dobbins coming back. So Waddle has opened up the game plan. He has opened up the door for everybody to have explosive plays. Because you have 2 receivers that you have to account for, defenses can't add a guy in the box to stop the run. And so now, as long as J.K. can stay healthy and be the same version he was before he got hurt, all right, he's going to have these boxes that are light. They call them light boxes. And so you have these light boxes with J.K.'s vision. He's going to be more explosive. So Jalen Waddle being added to the mix, this right here is the reason why I'm saying Super Bowl or bust. You have everything. You brought back everybody that you feel like can help you win a lot of games. Now you added a star receiver to the mix. How much more can you want as a Denver Broncos fan? There's nothing else you can want other than maybe another running back for the depth that can help keep J.K. healthy, Z. So I'm going to say an 8 when it comes to Jalen Waddle being a part of the Denver Broncos.
I love it. I think that's an appropriate response to that question. And I would just say this, to my question going into the commercial break. You're saying Super Bowl or bust.
Yes.
It feels like the Broncos organization, by their actions, is saying Super Bowl or bust. They're trading a first-round selection. They're trading a third-round selection. And they're going all in. And we're assuming that this offense is going to take a massive leap forward. But I would just have to point out that the guy who has his hands at 10-2 of this offense now hasn't passed his driver's test yet. So Davis Webb, charged with this quantum leap for the Broncos offense, has never done the job before in a Super Bowl or bust window with every resource that you can think of now, a highly regarded offensive line.
Yep.
You basically have 2 number 1 wide receivers now. You're allegedly going to get the best out of the free agent splash at tight end last year. They love Dobbins. You get him back. And so, there's nothing to point to that, and I know you pointed this out, but save for fortifying the running back room, there is so much talent for Davis Webb to work with here, but he's never done the job. And I just think there's going to be natural pressure that comes with this, but there's no excuse. So incredible amounts of pressure to perform and no excuse for why it shouldn't be the case.
Well, for sure, Z. And I get what you're saying. There is a lot of pressure on Davis Webb, but the thing about Davis Webb and what he needs to understand is he's not alone. Don't make this about yourself. Don't think you have to be Superman and call a perfect game. There's no such thing as a perfect game plan. All right, there's no such thing. you can still lean on Sean Payton, and he's going to have to lean on Sean Payton. You can lean on guys in the building that can help you out in the run game, in the pass game. It can't just come from you. So if you're Davis Webb, yes, there's a lot of pressure put on you, but there's also a lot of pressure taken off of you because you added an elite receiver to the position. So now for you, it's like, okay, if I draw up this play, players make plays, players win games. This man gets open for an easy pass for pitch and catch towards Bo Nix and Jalen Waddle. He makes all of us look good. So I think there's a lot of pressure, but again, there's not. There's a lot of pressure on the players to go out there and succeed because now it's like, hey, guys, we gave you all the pieces. Now execute. We call this play, break a tackle, make somebody miss, score that touchdown. Bo Nix, no more overthrows. Jalen Waddle runs a 4-3. You should not be overthrowing the ball to Jalen Waddle. So there's a lot more pressure on the players than even Davis Webb because Davis Webb can still lean on Sean. These players, they got to lean on each other, and they got to go out there and make them damn plays.
Well, you mentioned Bo Nix. He was 69 yards shy of being a yeah, actually,
close to.
Yeah, he was close. Yeah, I believe he was 69 yards shy of being a 4,000-yard passer. I would just, assuming good health, which I don't know what kind of assumption that is, but assuming good health, I mean, Bo Nix should absolutely be a 4,000-yard passer.
Yes, if he can't do it with Jalen Waddle, Cortland Sutton, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, then who are you going to do it with? Who are you going to do it with? Execute. All right, hit the guys when they're open. Trust your guys. Get Evan Ingram involved. Play action is going to be a must now because you have two receivers that the defense has to account for. So that if JK starts to really get hot, starts to run, you hit that play action, you get people to step up, touchdown. Touchdown, Jalen Waddle. He's going to do his little Waddle dance. I may do it with him, make sure my hips are all lubricated and loose. Touchdown, Jalen Waddle.
I wonder if, and again, someone will tell me I'm being morbid, but I wonder if the leash on Davis Webb lost a couple links today.
What do you think?
In that, look, the guy's never done the job before and you're in a Super Bowl window. And we're all just assuming, like the Avs being the top seed, we're just assuming that this is going to be the case, okay? Now, maybe it will be the case. Maybe Davis Webb is truly him. Maybe he is a play-calling prodigy. And this thing is going to go to the moon and the Broncos are going to average 30 points a game. That could happen.
It could happen.
It could happen. That could happen, all right? But if it doesn't and you are in this pressure cooker of a Super Bowl or bust season and you have a guy that's done it at a really high level for a long time who's having to let go for the first time, and again, I know I'll be called morbid, but if you don't start fast offensively, I just think given the newfound weapon and the investment from the Denver Broncos in that weapon, a first and a third plus a fourth swap, it's added pressure in a good way. You want that pressure.
You need pressure.
But if the Broncos start slow, I just wonder if this handing over the play calling duty is like a sale for a limited time only.
You don't sound crazy. It's Sean Payton. This is the first time he's ever have given up play calling duties. So he's already going to be sitting there on the sideline, bored as hell, wondering why he's still not calling plays. So if you start slow, when you're bringing back everybody, you're bringing back everybody.
And some.
So now it's not like I have to reteach this and it's the foundation. No, the foundation's built. Everybody's not rookies anymore, second-year players. They're year 3 players now. The idea thing now is to win as many games as possible and get to a Super Bowl. Be the number 1 seed again because your team is put together and you know each other from the left and right of you. So, yes, if Davis Webb goes out there and it doesn't look good, I can see Sean Payton saying, you know what, it worked out. Like I gave it a chance. It did not work out. And now I'm taking back play calling duties because this is a Super Bowl or bust window and we must win.
All right. If you want to react to that conversation, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. So Mel Kiper Jr. released his latest mock draft before the Jalen Waddle trade dropped. We'll examine the alternate universe coming up next.
Jalen Waddle is a Denver Bronco. With Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, and Pat Bryant in the room, where will the former Dolphin star rank among this year's pass catchers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Think about this. In 2006, $20,000 equaled roughly 33 ounces of gold at the spot price. At today's prices, those 33 ounces would be worth over $150,000. Smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals. That's why I buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's a crucial part of my balanced strategy. Gives me peace of mind given all the events that could impact the U.S. economy. See if holding gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account is right for you too. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Just text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. With an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, let Birch Gold help you diversify with gold. Now that's peace of mind. Text Dan to 989898. Again, text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 today. Message and data rates.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
I'm Rob Wilhite. For almost 50 years, Colorado has trusted the Wilhite Law Firm after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion recovered, we know how to win for our community. Injured? Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
Score big to save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Pepsi at King Soopers 15051 East 104th Avenue in Commerce City now until 5 p.m. Stop by for your chance to win tickets to tonight's Nuggets game and sample Gatorade's lower sugar line. Don't miss it.
I started my first business when I was 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and customers care that you show up and do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. When you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com.
When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated, so don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart, just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BACK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BACK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code BACK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auction.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, so when I first woke up this morning, I thought the Mel Kiper latest mock draft was going to be not like the theme of our show, but it was going to have a place in our show.
Well, when you first woke up, I know exactly what you did. You probably took that piss, put in a parlay, and then you went to work. And then you went for Mel Kiper's mock draft.
No bets before breakfast this morning.
All right.
Although I'm thinking about, well, I'm not even going to say it. I was thinking about betting the World Baseball Classic tonight, but it's going to be sacrilegious because I would not be betting Team USA. I think Venezuela has a chance to be a live dog tonight, but I'm not going to bet it because I'm going to be cheering for USA.
We got a dog in the fight. Ezekiel Tovar. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
There's your excuse. Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to bet against the Stars and Stripes. But I thought the Mel Kiper mock draft, obviously Mel is a guy that we will feature with his mocks because of his status within the business, and he's sort of like a founding father of the NFL draft in terms of the interest that it now gets, where the NFL draft gets more viewership than the World Series. I mean, it's hard to believe. It's just nuts. Obviously, the dynamics have changed since this morning. But I thought, just for the sake of entertainment, looking at the alternate universe that Mel Kiper was painting on ESPN.com this morning. So just a couple things. One, for Kiper, Jeremiah Love is now a top 5 pick in the draft. I mean, this guy's stock is going to the moon.
He's a baller. He's a bona fide baller. And watching more film on Jeremiah Love, the running back out of Notre Dame, I mean, he could do it all. Block, catch, and when he's explosive, you can feel it. And he's making different kind of cuts, and he maneuvers his body in certain ways. He's fun to watch. And if he gets with the right team, hear me out, the right team, he could be electrifying in his first year. But if he gets with the wrong team that doesn't have an offensive line, doesn't have a scheme, doesn't have a vision just yet, he's going to struggle just like someone like Ashton Genty.
Yep. So I just thought that was interesting. Kiper had Love going 4th to the Tennessee Titans. He's got the Chiefs at 9, who he had been mocking Jeremiah Love too. He's no longer available. He's got the Chiefs taking Reuben Bain, the defensive end out of Miami, who is an absolute problem. Just a problem, that young man.
When everything fails, okay, go back to the drawing board of defense. Help your quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, when he gets healthy, with a defense that can help give opportunities and keep people out of the end zone. So I won't be surprised if this happens. They got Kenneth Walker III at running back. They're going to probably get a couple other guys offensively in the draft. And so defense for the Chiefs, start there and build and work your way up.
Well, moving along here, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren has been mocked to the Broncos a handful of times by not just Mel, but others. He is now going in the top 20, according to Mel Kiper's latest mock draft. He's got the safety from Toledo going 19th to Carolina. All right, we've seen the inside linebacker from Georgia, C.J. Allen, mocked to the Denver Broncos. Mel Kiper's latest mock draft has C.J. Allen going 20th overall to the Dallas Cowboys in the pick that they got back from the Green Bay Packers in that Parsons trade. Elsewhere in division, Mel Kiper has the Chargers taking defensive tackle Peter Woods from Clemson, who going into the season was being mocked as a top 5 player. That's not the way that it has aged. We'll see what actually happens next month, but that's what Kiper has the Chargers doing. And then he had the Green Bay Packers, the Denver Broncos taking Auburn defensive end Keldrick Falk. Okay? And Keldrick Falk had 2 sacks this past year. 9 in 3 years at Auburn. And this is just one of those things that, the Broncos roster is in such an awesome place that you could potentially roll the dice with someone like Keldrick Falk.
We did the segment yesterday, and it's very hard for a first-round draft pick to play with the unit that the Denver Broncos have already assembled and bringing a lot of people back. The first-round draft pick, my guess, and at the time it was receiver and defensive tackle. If you're in the other positions, you're not playing. You're not playing right away. You're sitting there brewing behind a starter for I don't know how many games you would, but it's going to be a while.
I'm feeling, the draft today got just a little less interesting for Broncos country, right? No first-round pick.
For sure.
But there's something to be said about almost like the security of a new addition today that you know exactly what you're going to get. Keldrick Falk is much like, Kenyon Sadiq we were talking about last week. Yeah, all the measurables and stuff are off the charts, but he's more prospect than player, right? He'd have been, Kenyon Sadiq, I'm talking about, like one of the least productive first-round picks at tight end in the history of the NFL draft. The guy was 40 yards a game and completely overtaken by someone else in his own room at Oregon. Keldrick Falk, similarly, is more prospect than player. He's 6'6", he's 276, he's got all the measurables, 35-inch vert at his size. Like, he's a great athlete, but you're banking on upside. You're banking on promise and potential. With Jalen Waddle, you're getting a flat-out known commodity in the building that instantly will raise the floor of the offense. So I look at Mel Kiper's draft and I say, okay, I understand why he would do something like that. You don't even have to worry about rolling the dice with a first-round player like Keldrick Falk.
No, you don't. And if you are going to roll the dice, the only area, there's 2, but the only area that I can see the Denver Broncos maybe moving back up in the first round if they really wanted to do that. Now there's going to have to be some things that go with it, maybe a player, of course, draft picks. But say that they want to move up into the first round to get another defensive player. And what I'm thinking about is another defensive tackle. All right, defensive tackle like Mel Kiper had mocked before.
Caleb Banks from Florida?
Yes, Caleb Banks. And he's another one that's you can look at him as a project, but he doesn't have to do a lot of the heavy lifting at first anyway because he'll only be playing half the snaps. John Franklin-Myers was dominating, but he was only playing half the snaps because you have Zach Allen. So if the Denver Broncos value someone like Caleb Banks and say, hey, we're willing to move back up there, or maybe he falls in the second round, I can see the Denver Broncos taking a defensive tackle because that's still an area that needs to improve because John Franklin-Myers is not there anymore.
All right, if you want to react to that conversation at all, you can hit us up. 303-713-1043 is the RamosLaw.com text line. Who will be the single most impacted Denver Bronco by the addition of Jalen Waddle, both positively and negatively? That's next.
Tournament time is here, and so is your shot at $5,000.
Head to DenverSports.com/bracket to enter our 5K Bracket Challenge, presented by Bryant, Colorado, and Xfinity.
Think you can pick the perfect bracket? Prove it, but don't wait. Entries close before tip-off on March 19th.
That's DenverSports.com/bracket.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
303 Law 4040. Want to share one of the best compliments we've ever received. Had a listener call in to 303 Law 4040. His name was Peter. His wife was viciously attacked in a dog bite incident. So we set up a time to have him come in, and I met with him at length while his wife was recovering at the hospital. A couple days later, my wife recognized the number. She had spoken to Peter before. So when the phone call came in, she said, Peter! It was actually Peter's wife. She said, how did you know? She said, well, we love our clients. She was just surprised that we recognized the number. We had her come in, we met with her, and she says, you know, I feel like we're your only clients. It's really awesome. We're not your only clients, are we? No, they're not our only clients, but what a compliment that our clients feel valued and that we treat them with such a high level of service. If you ever need us, that's the type of service you will get too. It's Jacob's Law, 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it.
Want to start testosterone therapy? Don't settle for one-size-fits-all doses from your doctor or pay hundreds out of pocket at TRT franchises. At Low T Center, you can get insurance-covered TRT customized to your body for maximum effectiveness and safety. Low T Center has served over 500,000 patients since 2009 and continues to lead the industry in TRT. This month, enjoy free men's T-test and discounted peptides while supplies last. Head to lowtcenter.com and sign up for a free T-test today. That's lowtcenter.com.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
You live in Colorado, you love those mountain views. Well, you want to maximize your window space, your glass space, and you could do that with custom windows. WindowNation.com. WindowNation.com, they're there for you with over 1,500 styles and colors to choose from. And in March, the more you buy, the more you can save. Up to 50% off all window styles right now at WindowNation.com. You can go out there, get your windows done, and enjoy that beautiful Colorado scenery. It's WindowNation.com. Visit WindowNation.com for your free consultation today.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
It's the College Hoops Showdown, wall-to-wall basketball, and zero time to mess with your lawn. At Waterloo Turf, they help Denver homeowners trade yard work for game time. No mowing, no watering, no mud on game day. Just a green championship-level lawn all season long. Perfect for watch parties, pets, and backyard hoops. From backyards to putting greens, Waterloo Turf installs premium artificial turf built for Colorado. Visit waterlooturf.com/Denver and book your free consultation. Waterloo Turf, get your Saturdays back, and don't miss the buzzer.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep seat wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
If your heating and cooling system isn't keeping up, now's the time to upgrade. Enjoy better performance, improved indoor air quality, and energy savings with a new Bryant heating and cooling system. For a limited time, take advantage of rebates, incentives, and 0% financing on select Bryant systems. For quick fixes or entirely new heating and cooling systems, Bryant will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort. Visit BryantColorado.com to find a local Bryant dealer today. Bryant, whatever it takes.
If you're considering sedation dentistry and want to learn more about it, Clarkson Dental can help. When it comes to your health, you want to make sure you know all the details. The highly trained professionals at Clarkson Dental have your answers. Learn more at coloradosedation.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Wednesday night on ESPN Denver 1600. CSU basketball faces St. Joseph starting at 8:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Who will be the most impacted player on the Denver Broncos? Good and bad, positively and negatively. Following the arrival of Jalen Waddle here in Denver, Colorado. Blockbuster trade earlier this morning. We've been talking about the fallout of the trade throughout the afternoon and will continue to do so. Major story. We'll get to it here in about 10 seconds. But first, tournament time is here, guys, and so is your shot at $5,000. Head to DenverSports.com/bracket to enter our 5K bracket challenge presented by Bryant, Colorado, and Xfinity. Think you can pick the perfect bracket? Go ahead and prove it. But don't wait. Entries close before tip-off on March 19th. That's DenverSports.com/bracket. All right, the Jalen Waddle trade, the fallout, the ripple effect. Who do you think is impacted on the Denver Broncos the most positively?
Ooh, so we're going to go with the positive part first. The person that's going to be impacted positively is Mr. Cortland Sutton, the number one receiver for the Denver Broncos, and he's been here for a very long time. Second-round draft pick, came in with him 2018, and all he has done is gotten better every single year when he's healthy. I'm going to say Cortland Sutton, Z. And here's why. You have Cortland Sutton, who has been the man, all eyes on him. All of a sudden, you bring in a star like Jalen Waddle, explosive, can run every route in the route tree, can catch screens. All right, he's going to stretch the football field. He's going to break for long runs. And now it takes pressure off of Court. And now Court, who's this big-body receiver, 6'4", 225 pounds, has sneaky speed, and he's really good with the 50-50 ball. Now he's going to have more opportunities. Why? Because he's going to be one-on-one. Because if you're a defense, you can't sit here and say, okay, we're going to double Court, but we're going to leave Jalen Waddle one-on-one on an island. That's not going to work. It's too much speed over there. But then again, you're looking on the other side saying, man, this receiver is huge, and he does a great job with these 50-50 balls. So if we leave him on the island, he's going to make us pay too. So I'm going to say Cortland Sutton is going to get bigger opportunities to make explosive plays. I'm not saying he's going to get more receptions. What I'm saying is his plays are going to be meaningful, meaning that he's going to have a 30, 40-yard reception because he's one-on-one with a DB more times than not. And that right there is the reason why I think both Jalen Waddle and Cortland Sutton are going to be 1,000-yard receivers together, right? You're going to have one from 1,000 yards for Jalen Waddle and another 1,000 yards from old Mr. Cortland Sutton. So Mr. Cortland Sutton, today's your lucky day. It's going to help you out as you get older.
Well, the 1,000 pairing or tandem definitely exists within reality. We see it every year. I mean, we saw it this year with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. We saw it with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. Who else did it?
It wasn't Puka, was it? Puka and Devontae Adams, did they get close to it?
No. that wasn't it. I'll give it to you in just a second. I'm just forgetting that third wide receiver pairing that did it. Anyway, so Sutton impacted the most positively. Okay.
Who do you got?
I would say Sutton's a good answer. I think Bo Nix is a good answer.
I didn't think about Bo.
I mean, goodness gracious, dude. Like, for a third-year quarterback, you have some, like, spoils at your fingertips. Truly, like, a loaded offensive room. But I would say Bo also, though, whatever, or whoever, rather, the third receiver is. Whether it's Troy Franklin, whether it's Pat Bryant, I think it's going to be Pat Bryant. We'll see if I'm right on that. But when you have someone like Waddle with the gravitational pull that he's going to have, and then Sutton is the secondary guy, well, we'll see how often that's the case.
Yeah, you got to pump the brakes on that.
We'll see. We'll see.
You know how receivers are.
What those two guys are going to take up so much oxygen from a attention standpoint. And who's that third receiver? You what an opportunity for someone like Pat Bryant. Like, you are like way lower on the totem pole than someone like Jalen Waddle. That means you're going to have less attention. That means, like, man, you're going to be able to scheme stuff up for these guys, whether it's Franklin or Pat Bryant or Mims even. What an opportunity, because where you are on the scouting report, honestly. So I would say that would be my approach. Bo first, and then maybe the third wide receiver. And maybe that could change Sunday in and Sunday out who it is. Who do you think is the most negatively impacted by the addition of Jalen Waddle?
Well, now you have two number ones out there on the football field in Jalen Waddle and Courtland Sutton. You have Pat Bryant, who was picked up in the third round, and obviously Sean has a vision for him.
Very much so.
So the guy I'm thinking of is Mr. Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin right now is on the outside looking in. And not because of his play this year. It's because they got a bona fide starter in Jalen Waddle and Pat Bryant that does a lot of the dirty work. So you have Troy Franklin that's getting better every single year. He went from 200 yards to over 700 yards. But now it's like, get in where you fit in. Now you're going to have to compete with Pat Bryant for the number 3 spot. Now you're going to have to compete with Marvin Mims for that number 3 spot. And Troy Franklin, hopefully he's ready for that, because we know that first year he was a bit of a head case, let's be honest. And now you have more pressure put on you to go out there and be that number 3 guy and beat out Pat Bryant. Because my guessing is when Troy Franklin, before you heard this news, he put it out there that he wanted to be this 1,000-yard receiver and wanted to go to a Pro Bowl. Why? Because he felt like he was going to be the number 2 to Courtland Sutton's number 1. But now you have 2 number 1s. Where's Troy Franklin? Troy Franklin's going to have to make some noise during camp this year to show that he can be that third option.
I would answer it, and it makes me uncomfortable because I'm a fan. But Marvin Mims.
Mims?
Because Mims only has 1 year left on the contract.
He does.
Troy Franklin has 2. And so when you have 1 year left on the deal, the organization has to make a decision. Like, is this guy going to be a part, like, firmly in our plans? If he is, we're going to have to extend him. If he's not, you're a potential trade candidate.
Yes.
The same way that Vele was in a crowded room a year ago. And for 3 straight years, Sean Payton has really struggled to integrate Marvin Mims in this offense. Now, maybe that'll all change because of Davis Webb, and he's got the recipe to unlock Mims on a consistent basis.
Unlock my man.
But if that doesn't happen, or it doesn't get to a point where that's allowed to happen, and I mean, maybe Mims gets moved. And again, I'm not telling you what's going to happen. I'm just sort of speculating what could happen. Maybe Mims gets moved before training camp. Maybe it's during training camp, after someone goes down with an injury or what have you. So because he's got 1 year left on the contract, and because it's been a disjointed experience on the offensive side of the ball for Mims for 3 straight years, that could be one where it's like, you want to know what, man? We like you, but we're going to recoup some draft capital that went out the door in the Waddle trade. That's not crazy to me.
Who has more value as of right now, Marvin Mims or Troy Franklin?
Probably Mims. I would say probably, but the fact that Troy is only halfway through a rookie contract, that's enticing to another franchise.
Oh, very much so. But also with Marvin Mims, when I'm asking who has more value, I'm meaning for the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos, this is Super Bowl or bust type of window that they're in because Bo Nix is on this rookie deal. Marvin Mims, he's not just looked at as a receiver. We know that he's not the greatest receiver out there when it comes to running routes. We know that. But also what he brings to the table is special teams. And nobody wants to talk about special teams because it's not sexy, but you need it. Special teams helps you win games, and it will lose you a game or a bunch of games, as we already know. Now, when Marvin Mims, he's an all-pro punt and kick returner. When Marvin Mims finally gets involved, he usually has some really good moments. All right, the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs.
Great moments.
Was 8 for 8 with receptions, and he had 93 yards and a game-winning touchdown. The year before that, he was on fire at the end of the year. I want 7 games left in the season.
The game against Cincinnati is insane. The game against the Cleveland Browns in primetime, insane.
So all this is telling me is Davis Webb needs to unlock Marvin Mims more times than not. Give him opportunities, and he will with Jalen Waddle and Cortland Sutton. It's going to free up Mims. So I believe that Mims has more value than even Troy Franklin because he's a jack of all trades, right? He can do it all, special teams and offense when it comes to being that slot receiver. Marvin Mims, you're here to stay, baby.
All right, we'll read a couple responses from the RamosLaw.com text line, all right, in reaction to this conversation. The race to the finish line starts tonight for the Nuggets, all right? We'll talk about the most important dynamics heading into this massively important stretch. Massively important for the Denver Nuggets if they want to win a championship. Also, the Broncos did push their chips in for a bona fide star on offense. We'll talk about the specific expectation for Jalen Waddle in Denver. We'll get to all of it as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
With the Dallas Stars on their heels in the Central Division, do the Avs need to ride the hot hand at goaltender?
This is such an unbelievably talented team, and they've pushed their chips into the middle to win a cup. And I'm loyal to a point, but if Wedgwood continues to play better than him, come playoff time, you've got to make that switch.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question. And if that is the case, then you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once because everybody deserves to be spoiled at least once in their life, this is where it's all going to begin. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, in the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Thinking about a custom build, planning a remodel, or adding an ADU for extra space or rental income? Able Builders specializes in custom homes, full remodels, additions, and accessory dwelling units, all built with expert craftsmanship and clear communication from start to finish. No shortcuts, no surprises, just quality work done right. When it's time to invest in your home and build something that truly fits your life,
bring Able to the table.
Call 303-590-5600.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank and let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Here's the tale of Tina, searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till Good RX wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $36.99. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Pepsi at King Soopers 15051 East 104th Avenue in Commerce City now until 5 p.m. Stop by for your chance to win tickets to tonight's Nuggets game and sample Gatorade's lower sugar line. Don't miss it.
Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Guys, we've had the driest winter in decades. Protect your home with fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance upgrades built to handle Colorado's extreme weather. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BACK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BACK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code BACK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store or you can shop online. Staples, that was easy.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Tuesday. Been reacting a lot to the Jalen Waddle trade and all the layers that this puppy has, and will continue to do that throughout the week. I am just going to get out ahead of it. I am not going to be here for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
We are going to go and see. I can't believe how lucky we are as a family to still have my grandparents with us.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Like, my grandpa Ortiz is 93 years old. My grandma Ortiz next month will, or I guess in May 1st, will turn 90. And so with that, we're like, we need to go bring my kids, and we're like on the every other year sort of plan going back there. And I don't know if my grandpa's going to see 95, right? I mean, that's a big time roll of the dice there. So we're going to go and spend a couple days, and so we're going to leave weather it's going to be 80 here, I think, like in the next couple days.
It's going to be beautiful weather. At one point, it's going to be 90 degrees. I want to say maybe tomorrow, 90 degrees while you're heading out.
You have you seen the movie Four Christmases?
Yes, I have.
So at the beginning of the movie, when they like get busted, they're lying that they're like going to help babies in Bermuda or whatever, and they're talking at work about what they're doing for their vacation. And Stanley from The Office is in the movie, and he's like, "We're traveling to tropical Albany this year," and it's like a little shot at my region of the country, and like that's what we're actually doing. Our spring break, we're going to leave 70, 80 degree weather So you go to Buffalo where it's 30 and wet and snowy. And it's like,
get you some Buffalo Wild Wings.
well, there's no, we'll get the wings. We're not going to Buffalo Wild Wings for Buffalo wings, I can promise you. But it'll be a bunch of that and visiting, the humans. That's why we're going.
Big moment. Actually, let me give a shout out to my grandpa Tom, who just turned, I want to say 87, 88. I had to call him tonight. It was his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, man, on St. Patrick's Day, St. Patty's Day, man. So, yeah, man, he's still alive, too. My grandmother, she is not here anymore. But my kids, Phil got to see his grandfather during my wedding. So hopefully I can make it happen where Sophia can go see Grandpa before, he passes away, too. So,
Yep.
Yeah, man, you have to think of things like that. So, man, go enjoy your vacation in the snow.
Vacation in air quotes, very much so. Very much so.
Enjoy the flight.
We're going to enjoy the human beings that we're going to visit. And hopefully, my son's 7, and he's had a relationship with my grandpa, obviously, his whole life. But I'm hoping this visit, really, brands in his brain the memory of my grandpa.
Yeah.
So, all right. Tonight, man, what a massive, massive stretch that starts tonight. Obviously, Nuggets fell short Saturday evening on ABC against the Lakers in a way that could cost them. It could. But not if they get as hot as I think they're about to get. All right? The Denver Nuggets have 14 games left in the season. 10 of the 14 games are at home. The schedule really eases up, okay? And they've been playing the Rockets and the Lakers and the Thunder and the Spurs, all within the last week and a half. And now things do ease up a little bit. And so they have an opportunity as they're getting the healthiest as they've been all year. And obviously, we heard earlier today, well, I shouldn't say obviously, people are busy if you haven't heard, Payton Watson not coming back tonight. So we'll see if he comes. I think he's going to come back Friday night at home against the Raptors. All right. They have a back-to-back. They'll be in Memphis tomorrow night. And so
you think he'll come back the second night of a back-to-back?
Well, no. So the second night of a back-to-back would be in Memphis tomorrow night.
Oh, so it's Memphis. Oh, it's a back-to-back. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't think you're going to see him reintegrated on the road. All right. I think you wait 48 hours and bring him back against the Raptors on Friday night, and then they host Portland on Sunday as well. So there's just enough time. And if I'm right about that, him coming back on Friday night, the group will have collectively 12 games together. And I do believe that is just enough time to get this thing tweaked and refurbished to what we thought we were going to see throughout the year. We just didn't see because of health stuff. And them just falling short in a lot of times. But there's just enough time. 14 games left. I think they're going to go 12-2. And if they go 12-2, I think they're going to pass the Lakers and be the 3 seed. And I think that's historically relevant because you have to go back 3 decades, more than 3 decades now, to find an NBA champion that came outside of a top 3 seed.
Yeah, so you have that. You're fighting up against that. You need to find a way to be number 3 in the seeding. But then also, this is the time for Jamal Murray to get back on track. He had a horrible outing against the Lakers. Christian Brown's another one, Z. It's like, can we get a better version of him? So 12 games left. This is just enough time for them to really get going, for Jokic to start trusting somebody like Cam Johnson again, because at one point I didn't think Jokic trust Cam at all, but all of a sudden Cam's starting to turn it up 3 games in a row where he's being more productive. But this unit, just as a whole, needs to get on the same page. The chemistry needs to be built. The communication needs to be there. You're going to have to be able to bring back Payton Watson. What does that look like? Is Payton Watson coming off the bench, or is he going to be starting? Who does he replace if he's starting? There's a lot of questions that have to be answered. And so for the Denver Nuggets, it starts tonight. Get on fire. Start fast. Finish strong. Jokic, he's going to be very consistent. It's going to be Jokic. But I'm looking for Jamal Murray to have a bounce-back game. All right, Jamal, you had fouled out. He had single-digit points.
That was crazy.
It was crazy.
It's such a big game. That's the thing.
Yes.
It was such a big game against an opponent that he has really had a ton of success against in the Lakers. And goodness gracious, I mean, it was, I told you 2 days ago, I thought it was the worst game I've ever seen him play.
Yeah.
Literally, that's not piling on. I've literally never seen Jamal Murray play a worse game than he did on Saturday night, in a game that had stakes, like we said. He was completely picked on defensively and went 1 of 14 offensively. and fouled out.
There you go.
I mean, that's the three-headed monster of the worst night of your career.
But you're home. You're home here. Jamal Murray knows that he needs to be the best version of himself. Why not start with a 76ers team who's without Embiid, who's without Maxey, right? You're out your top dogs. So kind of get yourself going. I would not be surprised if Jamal Murray goes for 30 tonight. Just goes on a tear when it comes to shooting that three and has it in his head that he's going to be the silent assassin and find a way to really get it going for himself.
Well, that's certainly a storyline to watch. And also, is everything okay with that shoulder? And I'm not an excuse maker, but like there was something going on with that shoulder on Saturday night. It was taped up. He changed his shirt at halftime. I don't know what was going on. So just keep an eye on that tonight. Cam Johnson,
Mr. Cam.
He's played better single games than we've seen in the last 3. But I believe that Cam Johnson has just played his best 3-game sequence as a Denver Nugget. And if they get that version of Cam Johnson in the NBA playoffs, man, oh man, oh man. It just changes everything. It changes everything. We're talking about Jalen Waddle a lot today, and we'll get back to it here in about 4 or 5 minutes. And him changing the geometry of a football field with his gravitational pull.
Yes.
When Cam Johnson is making shots, all right, the way he has for his entire career, it just changes everything. It changes everything. Knowing that you have 40%, 41% three-point shooter in the corner is so massive, and if he can just continue this and the confidence can grow, I think it legitimately moves the needle. It moves the championship needle, I should say.
Floor spacer. That's what you're looking for. You're looking to space that floor out, the court out for Jokic so that he can do his part. So you can get the ball inside, and then now Jokic is the quarterback. He gets everybody involved, open shots. Cam Johnson, I like what he's doing, Z, and I think that the confidence is there, but also I like that he's attacking the rim. He's finishing at the rim a lot more than he was earlier, and that's because of the confidence. That's because of the trust that his teammates have in him and the trust he's having in himself. If you go out there, Cam, and just be yourself and have fun like you told yourself not too long ago, a couple nights ago, you're going to average the 14, 15 points that we need in the postseason.
Well, so that is certainly another storyline to watch. Also, can Jonas Valanciunas sort of correct course here? It has been a really hard couple weeks for Jonas, and his minutes are being slashed down to single digits. So will that continue to be a dynamic? Just 3 minutes for Jonas Valanciunas the other night, and during that 3 minutes, the Nuggets were outscored by 8 points. That is not good. So keep your eye on that as well. And then just collectively, hey, if this is a clutch game, now someone could say it shouldn't be, and I'm wondering what the spread is tonight on the game.
It shouldn't be, right?
Let's see here. I'm going to guess it's Nuggets minus 8.5. That's my guess.
No Maxey, no Embiid. All right, you're at your home court.
Holy smokes, I'm not even close. Not even close. You know what the spread on the game tonight is?
Let me guess. He's going minus, right? Minus 11.
Minus 15.5. The Denver Nuggets, quick scan, are the biggest favorites in the NBA tonight.
Don't say that. You know what happened last time, Z.
Well, the last time these two teams played, it was in Philly, and Denver was missing all 5 starters plus Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yes.
And were 16.5 points favorite, or underdog rather.
Yep.
And upset Philly outright. And so, is there another one, Dante? Dante just said they're not.
Yeah, the Pistons are 19.5 point favorites.
Oh my gosh, I missed that one.
Against who?
Washington. The tanking Wizards. 19.5.
That's crazy, right?
That's a college basketball.
Yeah. That is that's a good way to put it. That is a college basketball spread. Holy smokes!
Minus 19.5.
So you have to win by 20 points. Like that's insane. That is insane. But it's the Washington Lizards, so it's not that insane. I suppose they're trying to lose. Program note: tomorrow we are going to have a NBA legend on the show at 2:15. Guys, Tracy McGrady's coming on the show tomorrow.
Man, I'm excited.
All right, you're not going to want to miss T-Mac. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss T-Mac as I say that. I'm jealous that I'm not going to be here. T-Mac is one of the greatest scorers I've ever laid eyes on. 3-time scoring champ, Hall of Fame player, The guy was a walking bucket. He was a professional scorer. And so we'll get his thoughts, and I'll have to make sure whether I'm tuning in at the time or I'll circle back and listen to you guys talk to him. But I'm curious at his thoughts of, like, how many teams do you think, Tracy McGrady, how many teams do you think can win the NBA championship? And where are the Nuggets on that list? And
don't worry, we're going to ask that question just how you did it. How many teams do you think, Mr. Tracy McGrady? How many do you have on your list? I got you. I'm remembering it right now, Z.
One of the great scorers, man.
Yeah.
When he was in Orlando,
I
remember I went on vacation with my buddy Rocco's family, and it was actually my first actual vacation. Our vacations used to be drive to Buffalo, and so his family was going to Orlando, and they brought me. And man, actually, you'll appreciate this. His dad bought us tickets to Pistons Magic in the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
This is Ben Wallace.
This is Chauncey Billups. Rasheed Wallace.
I don't know if Chauncey was. So this was like 2000, and it would have been. Yeah, it would have been. I just don't remember it vividly. I remember Big Ben. I remember for some reason Mehmet Okur. But I was like a sophomore in high school, and he got us tickets, just us two, up in the top of the arena for playoff game. And I'm like, we're not sitting up there. I'm like,
typical ZB. He's like, I got a plan,
dude. We found tickets that two unoccupied seats, and we sat the whole first half of an NBA playoff game in the lower bowl at 14 years old.
It started at a young age with you.
and seeing T-Mac back then, it was just larger than life. So it'll be really cool that you guys will talk to him tomorrow. Tracy McGrady, 2:15.
This guy, DG. I mean, my guy sets it up with Tracy McGrady, and he says I can't be there.
I did set it up.
Yes.
I wanted it for you guys, even if I wasn't going to be here. Like, if we have an opportunity to land Tracy McGrady, we're going to land Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, let me go ahead and call in a friend, call in a favor for my friend T-Mac, and see what he can do for me.
All right.
My bigger takeaway was that the upper bowl's never been good enough for Zach.
Oh no! No!
Even as
it's got to be courtside, sweet, sneaking into the lower bowl,
sneaking on a football field to be a photographer.
Oh,
I mean,
my
you
gosh.
name it.
We actually did that. All right, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are the Drive. Aren't you supposed to do the woo thing?
Woo!
There you go. That trip, by the way, I'm like 14 years old. It was my first time ever on a beach. And we were traveling around Florida. We went to Daytona Beach.
Ooh, okay.
So think about where your mindset is at 14, and you've never been on a beach, and you're walking around. There's more wiggling than the waves. I'll just say that. Goodness gracious. I just remember pleading with my friends' parents, like, please let us stay at Daytona Beach. Okay. So obviously a massive trade today, a blockbuster trade, Broncos and Jalen Waddle, which quickly became the biggest story in the NFL today. A top headline on ESPN.com. Massive, massive deal. Let's just for the sake of clarity, because I know people are busy, some people are getting off of work, let's just give the package of the deal. So Jalen Waddle is coming to the Denver Broncos, and going out is the 30th overall pick in the first round of next month's draft. All right, so the 30th overall pick the Broncos are sending to Miami, in addition to their third round pick, which was the 94th pick in the draft. So you get a top 30 pick and a top 100 pick. And then the two teams are going to swap fourth round picks. The fourth rounder coming to Denver is a much more valuable fourth rounder than the one that's going to Miami. They're 19 slots different. So one pick is at the top of the fourth round, one pick is at the bottom of the fourth round.
You want the top pick, right? You want the top of the round, so you're not just waiting around and you get a better pick.
Yep.
Guys are going to still be on the board.
Yep. And so it might not feel like a lot right now, but if you're sitting there watching the draft, it's going to feel like quite a bit. So 19 picks different. The fourth round pick coming to Denver is the 111th pick in the draft. The one that's going to Miami in this fourth round swap is the 130th pick in the draft. So, I mean, make no mistake, this is a steep price to pay for Jalen Waddle. Now, Waddle is a proven commodity. He is in his athletic prime. You would like to think, you hope, at 27 years old. It's a real price tag, but in return, you're getting a real player in a Super Bowl window.
See, every penny is going to be worth it for Jalen Waddle. In this case, the draft picks, because you're getting a guy, and not just a guy on the football field, a star receiver on the football field, a guy that's going to be well liked in the locker room. And he was my teammate.
Right.
So I got to know Jalen Waddle on a personal level.
Tell me about him.
Right off the bat, Z, when I got to Miami, it was different. I'm coming from Houston to Miami. I didn't have teammates that were on the team already. So I felt out of place. But the minute that Jalen Waddle saw me across the locker room, he came walking up saying, "What's up, man? I know your story. I've been following you. And thank you for what you have done for the NFL. And I want to know more about you." And this is a young player at the time, Z. I want to say he's in year two of his young career, and he wants to know more about me. And Jalen Waddle, right? He has a way about him, right? He's funny. He wants to joke around. He wants to laugh. He wants to smile all the time. He's talking a bunch of crap. So that's right down my lane, because I like to talk the talk. And one thing about Jalen Waddle is he has this raspy voice that it sounds like, and I said this earlier, Crazy Legs from Don't Be a Menace.
Right.
Where he's like, "I got a dream." And so it's like he always is cracking jokes. He's always a guy that's going to lighten up the locker room. But make no mistake about it, once that man hits that football field, he changes his mindset. His mindset is, I want to make you look stupid. I want to make a bunch of plays. And I got to see that for myself. We're playing against the Panthers, Carolina. My first game with the Dolphins, and we get into the huddle, and Tua says, "Hey, this one's going to you, Waddle." And he's like, "Okay, I'm bet." He likes to say bet. I'm gonna be open. And sure enough, I look there and I'm blocking a guy, and I look up and Waddle's against Stephon Gilmore, and Waddle routes him up, gets across the football field with his speed. All right, it was like a shallow route, and took it for about 40, 50 yards. And that right there, it opened my eyes like, damn, this man is for real. Now, Jalen Waddle, he's only 5'9", 182 pounds. But the dude is tough. He's dynamic. He's going to make explosive plays. He's gonna find ways to get off that line of scrimmage. He can do every route in the route tree he can run. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for an explosive weapon to pair with Courtland Sutton. That's what we've been talking about. That's Jalen Waddle for you. So off the field, great dude. He's going to be able to talk to everybody. He's going to be able to relate to everybody. But on the field, you're getting a competitor that's going to make everybody around him better. Now, Troy Franklin's going to have to rise to the occasion. Now, Pat Bryant's going to have to rise to the occasion of like, hey, I want the reps as well. All right, and we always say it on this station. Pressure's either going to create that diamond or bust a pipe. So what are you going to do about it? But Jalen Waddle pairing with Courtland Sutton, that dynamic duo right there, the Denver Broncos got better because of that.
Well, it's a known commodity. I think he instantly raises the floor of this offense, and it feels like from an explosion standpoint, to a lot of what you're saying there, from an explosion standpoint,
yeah,
man, the Broncos offense should be. Now, the game is played on grass, not on paper. But on paper, this should be one of the more explosive offenses in the league. Now, it's a little bit interesting that it feels like a Super Bowl or bust season, and you have all these weapons, and the guy dialing it up has never done the job before. Like, the intersection of those two things is a bit unique. So we'll see how this all ages, because, again, we're talking about something that we really – it's a forecast.
It is.
It's a forecast. We have 0 regular season games in terms of frame of reference. But you'd like to think, man, you look around and you don't really have to start using your imagination. Everyone in the wide receiver room sort of settles into a, I think, more organic role if you're a Super Bowl team. And I think of the Denver Nuggets in the time that we were waiting for Jamal Murray to come back, and it was a couple years there. And it's like you wanted to convince yourself that the Nuggets were a championship contender, but you knew it's like not really going to happen without your second-best player. But when Jamal came back, and it was like, okay, Aaron Gordon, is he the second option on a title team? No. Could he be the third option on a title team? Yes. Is MPJ the third option on a title team? No. Could he be the fourth option on a title team? Yes. And sort of like in that vein, you have Waddle, a bona fide NFL star, and we've been debating about Courtland Sutton. Is he number one? Well, now he's either, however you want to characterize him, whether he's a 1B or he's a 2. And if he's a 2, he's in the conversation of, is he like a top 5-2 in the league.
Or he can just be a 1A to another 1A. You got two 1As on the team, baby.
He could be, and on certain Sundays he's going to be. I would have Waddle. I just think he's just more naturally talented than Cortland. I mean, this is the 6th pick in the draft. Just a few years ago.
For sure.
Like
but also what Court's doing, I mean, he's Mr. Consistency. All right, third down. Who are you going to go to, Waddle or Court? I'm going to Court on third downs because he's led the NFL on third down conversion.
Two years in a row, most yards on third and fourth down, Cortland Sutton. And look, I'm not going to sit here and debate you about it.
For sure. Don't do that.
Because the fact that we actually could debate about it is the point for me. It's not about, who's the official one. It's like, no, you got two awesome players. On one Sunday, Cortland's going to go for 100 and Waddle's going to go for 40. On another Sunday, Waddle could go for 137 the way he did in that Carolina Panthers game that you're referencing.
Man,
10 catches for 137 yards.
That man went crazy. That was my first time really experiencing the Jalen Waddle, and I got to see it up close and personal. I mean, there was times I was blocking like, damn, who is this guy? And he's, like I said, we're talking about Jalen Waddle, that is. 5'9", 180 pounds, but the dude can move, break tackles. He has great movement within his body where he's not going outside of his body to make these jukes, and he's able to get upfield, and he's quick, and we're getting ready to see it for ourselves. But to pair with Cortland Sutton, this is a beautiful combination. It reminds me of Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas. And the last time E and DT were at full effect when they were in their prime, the Denver Broncos won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. So, now you have two dynamic receivers in different ways, a big body receiver in Cortland Sutton that catches the 50-50 balls and that does the dirty work on third downs, and then Waddle, who can do everything for you, Mr. Do-It-All. He can even get handoffs out of the backfield. It's just making this team more dynamic, making this offense more explosive, and rewarding the defense by saying, hey, you guys did a lot of work for us last year. Now we're going to take some pressure off of you and put some more pressure on the offense, Davis Webb and Bo Nix, to go out there and execute.
Well, it is, I believe, definitively the best wide receiver duo since the two guys that you just brought up, who once upon a time, back in 2016, the year after Peyton Manning retired, were both 1,000-yard receivers. That was the last time that this happened. This does happen around the NFL where two different wide receivers go for 1,000 yards. I'm not necessarily expecting that to be the case.
No?
Are you?
Oh, Z, yes. It's a must. You have someone like
it's
Bo
a must?
Oh, it's a must because of what
I don't
Bo
know about
Nix.
that.
Here's why, though. Because Bo Nix last year had the most passing attempts in the NFL with 612.
That's true.
All right, so when you have a young player that's throwing the ball more than someone like Matthew Stafford, it's telling you that you want to throw the ball. Now, Davis Webb is a quarterback too, correct? Before he was the offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterbacks want to throw the ball. All right, Sean Payton was a quarterback. He wants to throw the ball. You just added another weapon in Jalen Waddle, and you're not going to throw the ball more than you did last year?
I just don't know how Davis Webb, again, I'm not going to assume.
It's Davis Webb as a play caller, but this is still Sean Payton's team. And all Sean Payton has to do is click a button and say, hey, Davis, you hear me? Throw that damn ball. And I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
Well, let's take a peek at the only piece of evidence that we have.
Okay.
What is the only piece of evidence that we have when it comes to
Davis Webb?
Davis Webb, the play caller.
Is preseason. Preseason against the Arizona Cardinals. You and your baby boy were at the game.
It's true. They threw it that day 39 times.
and Sparky Stidham was the quarterback.
I was just going to say, that was a game that didn't involve Bo Nix.
Yeah.
That was just Jarrett Stidham and Sam Ehlinger. And Davis Webb chucked that thing around the yard.
And what is Davis Webb known for with the Broncos? It's not calling plays just yet. It's having a relationship and developing Bo Nix.
Yeah.
So he wants to make sure that Bo Nix looks good because it's going to make him look good. To be that next coach saying, hey, I can develop a quarterback. I can run a system where the quarterback's getting involved, and now I have weapons to do it with. I got Waddle. I got Cortland Sutton. I got Troy Franklin. I got Marvin Mims. I got Pat Bryant. I got Evan Ingram.
Well, you're stumbling into my point.
Am I stumbling into your trap?
It's one of these things where could there be 1,000 guy? Yes, there could be. They could both go for 1,000 yards the way that Emmanuel and DT did in 2016, the way that CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens did this year, the way that Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown did this year. And you know who was the other one? It was Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams.
So everybody that you listed, every team, every player that was on that list, they had their 1,000 yards, but they didn't go to a Super Bowl.
No. And typically Super Bowl teams don't have 2,000-yard receivers. You're stumbling further here.
No, I just fell into the trap.
Because here's what I say. There is a scenario. And again, you could end up being right, and the Broncos could go undefeated and win the Super Bowl.
Damn, undefeated.
But there
They
is
say all that now.
But there is, I think, potentially the healthiest scenario. The healthiest.
Okay.
For the Broncos, and not an individual player, but for the team, the healthiest setup being no 1,000-yard pass catchers. Because there are so many mouths to feed. And if you operate without agenda and just let this thing unfold organically, man, you could see a scenario, because are we hoping that Evan Ingram takes a big leap forward under Davis Webb?
Yes, we are.
So if that happens, that's a mouth to feed. There's a vision for Pat Bryant. That's a mouth to feed. There's a vision for Franklin. That's a mouth to feed. Mims, you're trying to build some consistency with him for the first time in his career with 3 years already in the bank. So you're hoping he's still involved. So I think
R.J. Harvey
can't forget about the pet cat. And so
yeah, that's what George said.
And so when you have Waddle and Sutton, this has an opportunity to be like, dude, Goro. You remember Goro?
Oh, I remember Goro. Come on, how many legs or arms did he have?
4. And it's like when you have that many arms, you don't know where the punches are coming from.
My man put out Goro.
Goro from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Used to scare me when I was younger. But like, dude, when you have that many arms, you don't know where you're getting hit from. It's not just Deontay Wilder. You're going to get that same power punch over the top. Like, that's not what this is, or not what it should be anyway. And I think of, taking Stephon Diggs out of the mix in Baltimore. Josh Allen wins the MVP. Not one receiver went for over 800 yards. They set the NFL record for the number of players that caught touchdowns in a single season.
Yeah.
And I just think that when you don't know where it's coming from and the favorite guy is the open guy, there's an opportunity for, like, everyone to eat.
And you know what, Z? Bo Nix is the man to do that, because he gets everybody involved anyway. There's been games this year where Bo Nix hit 10 different targets.
It's true.
10 different receivers, tight ends, running backs. Hell, even himself, he probably would throw to him if he could. If he could.
He caught a pass 2 years
He
ago.
did.
Remember?
He
caught
did.
a touchdown.
My man could catch. So Bo Nix wants to get that ball around. He wants to get the ball out of his hands and into his playmakers' hands. So I can see a scenario, you're not crazy, where none of the receivers, and we're talking about specifically Cortland Sutton and Waddle, none of them go for 1,000 yards, but everybody's eating. That keeps everybody healthier. Everybody's a part of this, and now you don't know who to cover. You don't know who to guard. And you get into the postseason, and you're a more potent offense. You're a more dynamic offense that's ready for the Super Bowl. Because it's not just about getting there. It's about winning it. When everybody's involved, one, everybody's happy and everybody's willing to do a little bit more. You're willing to go a little bit further when you know you're going to be involved. And then, two, when everybody's being fed, you're happy. The culture is just a little bit more positive, and then it opens up the door for the running game. And so now you have these explosive plays on the ground, and now it's like, damn, what do we do if you're a defense? What do we do? Who do we stop? And it could happen. So I'm not mad at that game plan. I don't know if it's going to work that way, because you have 2 starters that are going to want their reps, the receptions, and Bo Nix is gonna have to still stroke those egos, because no matter who you are, you have a NFL player has an ego.
Totally,
no matter what.
totally.
Even if you're Cortland and you're Mr. Team first.
I was gonna say Cortland's had games with 0 targets and he's not throwing a fit.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting.
Does that still work if Jalen Waddle goes off and Cortland has 0 targets now? Does that?
It'll be awkward.
It will be very awkward.
And there's typically, with Sutton, and we talk about this with receiving props, when he's left out of the mix, the next game there's an overcorrection.
Yes.
And he typically goes over his receiving total. You sent this to me earlier today. I got 2 things for you. So in 2025, this past football season, Jalen Waddle recorded 21 receptions on vertical routes. That's going downfield. That was tied for the second most in the NFL after only Jackson Smith and Jigba, who won the receiving title. And Waddle and Sutton were 2 of just 5 players with at least 20 vertical receptions last season. That's 20 yards or more down the football field.
So we're going deep.
So this has an opportunity to be a more vertical offense. Here's another one for you. According to Pro Football Focus, 40% of Waddle's catches were in the middle of the field.
There we go.
And part of the theme of this offseason has been like, okay, how can the Broncos' disjointed offense unlock more of the middle of the field? And you look at all the numbers from PFF with the Broncos, it's like such small percentage of their production came in the middle of the field. So hopefully, between the reemergence of Ingram under Davis Webb,
that has to be a must if you want to hit the middle of the field.
Has to be.
Because he has to stretch it out. Stretch that field out so that the middle of the field widens a little bit more. And then now you'll have Waddle coming across, sitting down in the middle of the field, 15, 20 yards there, and it's an easier pass. And now, bada bing, bada boom, you hit 15, 20-yard gain in the middle of the field, and now we're happy.
So that's the hope, that between those two players, a not a newcomer, but a revival from someone who was supposed to solve the tight end position a year ago in Evan Ingram, and the arrival of Jalen Waddle, hopefully everything changes. Because if you can unlock the middle of the field, it's only going to help the perimeter, boundary receivers.
Yes.
And the run game will hopefully benefit. I'm fired up about it. If there's one regret here in this entire sequence since free agency started, is I'm just trying to how excited would I be if they did say, you want to know what, Travis Etienne, instead of 10 for Dobbin, we'll go 13.
Go 13.
And then you had Travis Etienne here, which they clearly wanted but got priced out by their own budget. That would put it over the top, but yet and still, there's still time to add another running back because I still believe they need to fortify that running back room. But on paper, if you look at it through the right lens and the Broncos catch some green lights from a health standpoint, there's not a lot to be desired offensively anymore. Assuming that there's a reemergence with Evan Ingram under Davis Webb, and that could be a big assumption when we look back at it. But I'm hopeful.
Yeah, I mean the Denver Broncos, they know that they need to do something with Davis Webb. They know that they're paying this man not to just sit there and watch Adam Trotman block, but to get him more involved. And the hope is Davis Webb can come in here for Evan Ingram and open up and unlock Evan Ingram down that middle of the field. And now that you have Jalen Waddle that's going to stretch it vertically, now that you have Courtland Sutton that's going to have pressure taken off of him because of Waddle, and maybe just Pat Bryant taking the next step, being year 2 for him, I mean, man, the opportunities are going to be out there. Now the pressure's on Bo. Bo, you got to get everybody involved, but also you have to be accurate with the football because you're going to have Waddle at times down the field, and he's going to have 2 steps on that defender. You can't overthrow Waddle. You can't overthrow Courtland Sutton, who's 6'4", 225 with the 50-50 ball. If you can connect on them early, and now it's a start fast, finish strong scenario with this team, offensively specifically, you can't have these overthrows. They have to be on point because everything is right there for the taking. You have the athletes, you have the weapons, you have your running back in J.K. Dobbins, who's going to be healthy at the start of the season. Now you have to keep him healthy, but everything's there with the offensive line being intact for a 3rd straight year. Life is good if you're Bo Nix.
Life is good if you're Bo Nix. Life is good if you are Davis Webb. I think life is good if you're Sean Payton. The Broncos, there was a lot of outrage since Monday that the Broncos haven't done anything.
Yeah, a lot of panic.
A lot of panic. And we have just sort of steadfastly say, guys, you really think they're going to do nothing? You really think that they're restructuring these contracts into signing bonuses for the sake of having cap space?
Jonathan Cooper, Ben Powers, and the last one was Quinn Miners.
Yeah.
Those are big contracts.
They're big contracts. So we knew that something was coming. We had the conversation last week. I think we repurposed it for social media. Are they readjusting these contracts for a blockbuster trade?
Yeah.
The answer was yes. Go look at the comments from the video. I mean, it's just so much people are just nuts and people in their feelings. Show a smidge of patience. And what I said throughout the last week, has this organization not deserved a certain level of trust? Come on. This has been a complete Broncos revival. They know what kind of window they're in. It's not to do nothing. That was never going to be the plan.
No.
This was the plan.
A calculated plan.
Very much
All
so.
right, make sure that everything is right. When you're giving up assets, when you're giving up a first-round draft pick, it has to be the right move. In Jalen Waddle in Miami, it was the right move for both sides. You have Miami that's blowing it all up.
Yep.
They're starting from the ground, right? They have to build a foundation. For the Denver Broncos, they're in an all-in scenario where it's Super Bowl or bust. So you're getting a dynamic weapon, and I know you have to give up that first, but I want the wins. I want the Super Bowl, and if it comes with a Super Bowl, it was well worth it.
All right, if you want to react to that conversation, you can. Maybe we can read some of those responses on air from the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. Do the Broncos now have a top 5 1-2 punch at the receiver position? We'll take a look at the landscape around the NFL and decide for ourselves next.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there. Hey, think back for a second. When did you stop feeling like your old self? Probably wasn't some massive moment. Low testosterone doesn't work like that. Starting in your early to mid-30s, men lose 2 to 3% of that testosterone production every year, but then the years stack up. And next thing you know, you don't feel like the guy that you used to be. A lot of guys just assume it's aging, all right? Not the case. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they're experts in low testosterone. They've treated tens of thousands of men across Colorado, and now they offer 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more to help men lose weight, support metabolism, improve gains in the gym, get rid of that brain fog. Guys, go take the low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. It's a 10-question quiz, yes or no answers. Takes you, again, less than 2 minutes. But from there, you can schedule your consult. The initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test. And if you sign up for testosterone treatment the day of that appointment, your visit's on the house. So call them, 720-440-7900, or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
When the Nuggets are knocking down threes, you score too. If Denver hits 15 or more three-pointers, you score a free 28-ounce Gatorade Lower Sugar the very next day at your friendly King Soopers. Gatorade Lower Sugar is scientifically formulated with Gatorade's #1 proven electrolyte blend and has 75% less sugar than Gatorade Thirst Quencher and no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or colors. Big shots deserve next level hydration. Only at King Soopers.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Brendan Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated, so don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart, just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-777-1225.
High five! Up top! Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah!
It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Heck yeah!
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Yes!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees.
Colorado! Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Guys, we've had the driest winter in decades, over 50 years in some areas, and that means a higher wildfire risk. Now's the time to protect your home. 5280 Exteriors installs fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance upgrades built to handle Colorado's extreme weather. Choose James Hardy siding, Timber Tech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows. Plus, get 60 months no-interest financing. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank. And let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan, powered by Waterloo Turf Denver. Get your Saturdays back.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Wednesday night on ESPN Denver 1600. CSU basketball faces St. Joseph starting at 8:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Steps.
Like
proud father.
I wonder, seriously, I'm being literal. I wonder if people within that facility just laugh at some of the Denver sports media.
How would you do it? Like if you were in their shoes and you knew that you were trying to get this done, because it's not like you propose this offer one time and it's like, okay, it's a done deal. It takes time. It could take months.
Sure.
It could take 2 months. It's like there's a process to things to make sure everything is aligned the right way before you make the trade happen.
Yeah. I mean, you could make an argument that this has been in the works since last year.
Yeah.
Right? We heard Jalen Waddle's name potentially at the trade deadline. So, yeah, this was not some overnight microwaved development. This has been in the works. And I would go so far to say it was this past weekend where Waddle was at some gaming I don't know what it is. It's just not my world. Some sort of convention, and he's just like brings Pat Surtain up like unprompted, talking about he could like whoop his butt and like really like tried to emphasize what he would do to, and he's razzing his buddy, probably with the understanding that that's about to be his future teammate, and he's having some fun with him.
Of course, obviously, if you're in a trade and it involves you, your agent's letting you know, hey guys. Or, hey, Jalen, they're getting ready to trade you. These are the 3 destinations that they're looking for. Which one would you like? And then you kind of go from there. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to listen to you and let you go to where you want to go. If it makes sense to them and you've done right by them, they're going to probably do right by you. In this case, the Denver Broncos were able to get something done. The agents talking to Jalen Waddle saying, hey, this is almost done. Jalen Waddle's going to this convention, having fun with his teammate, who's actually a great buddy of his, and he's doing it because he knows he's getting ready to be a Denver Bronco.
Right. It's almost like an inside joke.
Yes.
And so, look, I love it. Two great friends. You see them on FaceTime today together. It's good stuff. It's good human connection there. So when you look at the landscape around the NFL, the best duos around the league is Jalen Waddle and Courtland Sutton, a top 5 pass-catching duo in the NFL right now. You think of George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. You think of Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
You think of
Puka Nacua and
Devontae Adams. That's another good one. Who else here? T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
T. Higgins, I can't believe we didn't say them first. They're number one.
I agree.
One, T. Higgins,
I agree.
bona fide star, and then of course Jamar Chase, the best receiver in the NFL. So yes, that
I don't agree with that.
No. Who is?
Justin Jefferson.
I don't know.
He doesn't have a running mate like T. Higgins.
He doesn't. But
Justin Jefferson is.
Believe me. No. I'm not.
Believe you. I'm trying to tell you. Believe you. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm not trying to sit here and say he's not up there. But Jamar Chase and what that man does, and how big he is, and how fast he is.
How big he is? What about Justin? Justin Jefferson's bigger than Jamar Chase.
Is he?
Yes.
I need to go back and look. I don't think so. I don't.
You don't need to go back and look. I can help you right now.
Please.
I promise you.
What is it?
Justin Jefferson is 6. Well, this could be close here.
No. Go ahead and say it. See.
Justin Jefferson is 6'1", and Jamar Chase is
6'3".
Listed at. Is he 6'3"? Hold on a second. Give me 4 more seconds. 3,
we're waiting here.
2. He's 6 foot. I told you.
Oh, is he 6 foot?
6'3". The heck you talk about? You look at 6'3" every day. You should know what that looks like.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So is it fair to say that Jalen Waddle, Courtland Sutton, top 5 pass catching duo in the NFL?
Yeah. They are top 5, and they're not number 5. In my eyes, they're sitting there at 3. It used to be Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill when they were healthy. You could say was like 1, 2, or 3. Now that Jalen Waddle and Courtland Sutton just went for 1,000 yards this year. Jalen Waddle almost went for 1,000 yards, but he got banged up, missed a couple games, and then it was with Tua. So with that being said, with these two together combined, I believe they're better than A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown wants out. So now Devontae Smith doesn't have a running mate. So I'm going to put the Denver Broncos, Jalen Waddle, and Courtland Sutton at number 3.
3, huh?
It's going to go Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Then I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, and then Courtland Sutton and Jalen Waddle, number 3.
It's definitely worth the conversation. It is. I mean, are they top 3 over Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams?
That's a good tandem.
I mean, Puka Nacua, on any given Sunday, he's the best there is right now.
You just got to stay out of trouble. Every time you look around, something's happening with my man.
I mean, dude, you know how many yards Puka Nacua went for this year?
It had to be like, 1,500?
Dante, how many yards do you think Puka Nacua went for this year?
1,600.
1,715 yards.
He's a bad boy.
Like, are you kidding? And then Devontae Adams went for 14 touchdowns in 14 games.
Now you remember because we were talking about how he was hurt in the red zone.
With all due respect to Sutton and Waddle, I can't put him over Puka and Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams, like Devontae Adams said to PS2, they're not there yet.
I mean, 14 touchdowns. Did that lead the league?
It had to be close.
I'll check here in a second, but that's insane. Puka was less than 80 yards behind Jackson Smith and Jigba to lead the league. When it came to touchdowns, yes, Devontae. So I can't. Yeah, I can't put Waddle and Sutton over Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams.
Okay,
one led the league in touchdowns, and the other went for over 1,700 yards.
Where would you put them? Because you said the top 5, right? Yeah. Okay, so they're not number 3.
They're not number 3. Man, they might be number 4.
All right.
Who are we just talking about? So
Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown.
Smith, A.J. Brown.
George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb. You have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Then, of course, you said Nakua and Devontae Adams.
I would have him at 4 or 5. I mean, the fact that we're having this conversation, again, that's kind of the point to me. Do you have him at 3, 4, 5? Where'd you have the top 2 receivers yesterday morning, right? We weren't having these conversations.
We weren't even thinking about it.
So after the blockbuster trade, Jalen Waddle on his way to Denver. He'll be here tonight for his physical. You may hear from Waddle as soon as tomorrow.
I'm hoping so, man. If I'm Waddle, I want to talk to Broncos country. And if I'm Broncos country and I'm actually the PR team, I want him to be able to talk the first time him talking, be in a more controlled environment. Because I guarantee you, once Waddle gets back on the plane, he's going to be on somebody's podcast.
He's going to be on PS2's podcast.
Right there. There you go. PS2 is going to have him on maybe tonight. Tune in if he has a podcast going on tonight.
Maybe so. All right. A look back at our summarized thoughts after the Broncos' blockbuster trade for Jalen Waddle coming up next.
Jalen Waddle is a Denver Bronco. With Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, and Pat Bryant in the room, where will the former Dolphin star rank among this year's pass catchers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here to talk about one of my favorite places in the entire world, the Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. Guys, award-winning food and drinks, all right? Try the brunch. Thank me later. It's out of this world. But what really sets it apart is that it's the first of its kind sports bar and entertainment experience, literally the only one like it in the world, and it's right here in Centennial, Colorado. And don't get it twisted, this place isn't just for hoopers. Even if you never touch a basketball, it's an awesome spot to eat, drink, hang out, catch the game. But if you do want to play, you can book your own private basketball suite with a court, lounge seating, music, TVs, and more. It's perfect for parties, birthdays, or just an upgraded night out. It's also one of the best places in Colorado to watch big games with what might be the best happy hour in the state every single day from 7 p.m. to close. You can find them at 7450 South University Boulevard in Centennial, or check them out online at thebasketballsocialhouse.com. I promise you're going to like what you see on that website. And because you heard it from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental when you use the code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, guys, this place is a slam dunk.
Did the storm stall your New Year's resolution? Now's your second chance. At Low T Center, we're extending our New Year's promos to give you the new start you need. If you've been feeling exhausted, lost your sex drive, book a free testosterone test at Low T Center. No risks, no commitments, just answers. Pick up a discounted peptides and GLP-1s while you're there. And if you start treatment, Low T Center is the most trusted TRT for a reason. The highest quality testosterone covered by insurance and tailored to you so you know it's effective. This deal won't last forever, so call or head to lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com to book your TRT appointment today.
When you've been serving Colorado as long as I have, you see a lot of new law firms come and go. Many of them aren't even from here. They don't know Colorado law the way we do. I'm Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. For 47 years, we've been fighting and winning for Coloradans. This is our home. We care about our community, and we care about the safety of every resident who lives here. So if you've been injured and need real Colorado experience on your side, call the Wilhite Law Firm. 303 Good Law. The Wilhite Law Firm. Experience you can trust, results you can count on.
If your heating and cooling system isn't keeping up, now's the time to upgrade. Enjoy better performance, improved indoor air quality, and energy savings with a new Bryant heating and cooling system. For a limited time, take advantage of rebates, incentives, and 0% financing on select Bryant systems. For quick fixes or entirely new heating and cooling systems, Bryant will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort. Visit BryantColorado.com to find a local Bryant dealer today. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on an eventful Tuesday, March 17th. It'll go down. Hopefully, we'll remember this date. It's like, man, what a catalyst of a move that led to a Super Bowl, the trade for Jalen Waddle. We will summarize our thoughts here to finish things off. But before we do that, tournament time is here, and so is your shot at $5,000. Head to DenverSports.com/bracket to enter our 5K bracket challenge presented by Bryant, Colorado, and Xfinity. Think you can pick the perfect bracket? Go for it. But don't wait. Entries close before tip-off on March 19th. That's DenverSports.com/bracket. Stopping by to finish the show with us ahead of Denver Sports tonight. It's a friend of the show, the scrappy one, the scrapster, Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys?
Scrappy.
How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. What a day. What an exciting day.
You know what? You know how my day kind of started? Not like in the literal sense, but once I got into work mode at around 9 o'clock this morning, I was reading your article at DenverSports.com that was kind of like not blasting the team, but like almost like, okay, Broncos, like you want to do nothing? Okay, cool. Like you're kind of betting, I'm totally paraphrasing, but like you're kind of like betting this window of time or betting your career, and it's a very cocky way to go. And then it must have been within like a half hour of me reading it, news comes down, Broncos make a blockbuster trade. What did you make of it?
Yeah, no, I'll give you a quick little peek behind the curtain. I write those on Monday nights for Tuesday mornings.
All right.
And as I'm finishing that last night, I'm like, this is going to be the perfect jinx. And I'm going to be the guy with the egg on my face. Because I said that Sean Payton and George Payton were betting their reputations on this boring offseason. I'm just glad that the article got out there. It had like an hour of shelf life, and then it was gone. But you work in this business. You've had segments planned. You've had takes planned that just get blown up like that. You can sometimes write 700 words, and it can be relevant for all of an hour, and that's what it was. But when I saw the news this morning, I was just really excited, guys. This was the big move that had to come for the Broncos, something that made the fan base feel energized again. It's only been 8 days since free agency opened. It felt like it had been 8 weeks with this lack of activity from George Payton and Sean Payton. So I'm just very excited that the Broncos pushed the chips all in this Super Bowl window, and I think Waddle's even underrated. That's my thing. Okay. Doing some more research on this guy and some homework and watching some highlights and some tape. I think Jalen Waddle was always, he's really good, but they have Tyreek Hill. I think Jalen Waddle can be a bona fide number one, and sort of Courtland Sutton's going to be passing the torch to Waddle as hopefully he plays the prime of his career the next 4, 5, 6 years here in Denver.
Well, you say you think he can be a number one. We've seen it. We actually have evidence to draw from that 22 season when he's over 1,300 yards.
Yeah, that's a bona fide number one.
I mean, that's an animal is what that is. And I don't know if he's going to be putting up those kind of numbers here because there's this mystery box of Davis Webb. I just don't know what this all is going to look like.
It's going to look glorious.
But don't you agree in recent years it had been, they have Tyreek, and they also have Jaden. It's kind of getting dismissed.
Well, honestly, I didn't think much about anything Dolphins these last couple years.
True.
Because Jalen Waddle has been catching passes from Skylar Thompson and Teddy Bridgewater Snoop Huntley and Quinn Ewers. I mean, it's been not a good situation. The fact that guy, without when his quarterback was at the peak of his powers and playing his best football, Jalen Waddle was arguably a top 5 receiver in this league. And then when that production from the quarterback position stopped, he suffered. It's almost like a wonder how he was still able to put up 900 yards with, the quarterback situation that he was dealing with. So I'm thrilled, but I said to Phil, I think there's a scenario where, because Phil said that they're both going for 1,000, and that may be the most likely thing. I mean, that's 59 yards a game between these two studs.
Give them 1,000.
But there is an argument to be made that the healthiest setup is no one's going for 1,000 because Evan Ingram is taking a quantum leap forward and closer to the initial projection of what we thought this time last year, that you are able to establish more of a ground game and it stays more consistent, that you still are able to develop these young receivers behind the two frontline guys, and you look up and it's like, well, Waddle had 970 and Courtland was 928, but Pat Bryant was 500 and Evan Ingram was 700, and you look at the scenario almost like Buffalo's Josh Allen season where not a single receiver went for over 800 yards and the dude won the MVP, but they set the record for the most players who caught a touchdown. I think that could be not the sexiest for fantasy football, but it could be the healthiest setup. I think there's an argument to be made.
Yeah, and if that all happens, Bo Nix is going to eclipse 4,000 yards, and he's going to be in the MVP conversation. He was briefly, remember last year, kind of week 14, 15, he sort of creeped his way in toward the bottom of the odds. And apologies if you guys have dove into this, and you'll have plenty of days and even weeks to dive into this, but my mind did go to who's the odd man out. Courtland Sutton's going to be here. I really think Pat Bryant's going to be here.
He is.
I think Marvin Mims is going to be here.
I don't know.
I think the one guy, and this is why it's healthy debate, I think the one guy today that may not be in the Broncos' plans could be Troy Franklin. To me, he screams immediate odd man out with this trade.
That's what Phil said.
Yeah, I'm with you on that with Troy Franklin, and just because Troy thinks he's the number 2. And last year, he was the number 2 for majority of the year. And he was the guy that was stretching out the football field and getting better. He had 200 yards his rookie year. That jumped to over 700 yards his second year. And he's sitting there in front of a microphone saying, hey, I could be a Pro Bowler and I want to go for 1,000 yards. Well, not so fast. Jalen Waddle's in town. You still got Courtland Sutton. All right, Pat Bryant, he's going to year 2. Marvin Mims, great value at the special teams position. Troy Franklin may be the odd man out if somebody is willing to pick him up and the Denver Broncos are willing to trade him.
That could be, and you guys could be right. But there's one guy that is up for an extension. And so if you plan on extending Marvin Mims, which they could, yeah. Okay? But if they don't, you're probably not going to want to see that guy walk away for nothing, especially when you have a crowded room. So if they do not have plans or a vision on extending Mims, and I think it's noteworthy, it's been 3 years of them trying to figure Mims out, and they haven't been able to do it as we head into year 4, and he's up for an extension. And if you don't think that you can get one done, or if the room's just a little bit crowded and you're going to peel a piece of that off Valet style, it's the guy who is up for an extension and has had a disjointed 3 years with the team.
Yeah, but who caught the biggest touchdown of the season last year?
The Mimster.
Marvin Mims.
Well, he had
Put
twice.
the Broncos up 3 in the AFC divisional round.
Who was on a 1,000-yard pace the final 7 games of the year before last year ever started?
Marvin Mims. What do we think of Bo Nix's rookie year? We think of the passes to Mims against the Browns and the passes to Mims against the Bengals.
But they still haven't been able to unlock him consistently.
My friend, until Davis Webb has got in the mix.
A guy, and I think this is interesting that a guy who's never done the job before, he's like, oh, just wait until he touches it. It's going to turn to gold. It's like, okay, well, we'll see.
Everything Davis Webb touches turns to gold, guys. We know this.
But he's yet to touch a single thing. So I don't know. I don't know. But I can't wait to find out. There should be a loaded offense that has an explosiveness to it that's been missing here really since around 2014. Was the last time that there was a high-octane offense in Denver. That's got a chance to change here this coming season. All right, we'll continue to break it down throughout the rest of the week. You will not hear from me, but you guys will be in my thoughts. I know you guys will kill it.
Yes.
Without me, I'm going to go visit some family.
Safe travels, man.
And I appreciate that. We step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Like mine, 'cause tournament time is here, and so is your shot at $5,000.
Head to DenverSports.com/bracket to enter our 5K Bracket Challenge, presented by Bryant, Colorado, and Xfinity.
Think you can pick the perfect bracket? Prove it, but don't wait. Entries close before tip-off on March 19th.
That's DenverSports.com/bracket.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your